don't care. I don't care. I have no sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry. Well, hello, Mr. Chugs.
What is up?
Not too much, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm starting my evening like I always do together with a pour of some brown water. Today we've got Blue Note Juke Joint, single barrel. It's a barrel pick from a local spot, uncut, so 119 proof. Let's get a little hair on the chest tonight, guys, and let's talk about some stuff.
Guy. I'm excited, dude. Guy. Top Shot's popping off, man. We got a loaded show tonight. We're going to be talking with the judge. He's in the green room right now. We're going to pull him forward. We're going to spend probably like 60 to 90 minutes just like talking Top Shot, talking basketball, figuring out where we're headed. And I'm like pumped about it because I made a bunch of buys on the marketplace today. We'll talk about that. And then we've got a couple other NFT project stuff, a couple interviews coming up later tonight too. We've got the Starfish NFT, which if anybody has seen that, it's really cute and fun. So we've got the guy from there, and he's got a great story there. And then we also got the Monster Blocks guys on. So I don't know if anybody was around today, but and if you were trying to send anything on the Ethereum network at like whatever time it was, 3:00 or it was a joke. It was an absolute joke. It was like double gas. It was nuts. I was trying to buy a bunch of plunger Penelopes, and it was like $300 in gas. And I was like, no thanks. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to bring on the judge, and we're going to talk Top Shot because Greg's not here, Taylor's not here, but I think with the three-headed Hydra, we'll be able to do some damage. So, Mr. Judge, can you give me a thumbs up if you're good to go? Mr. Judge is good to go. There it is, the gavel.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
It's good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I feel like I haven't seen you since last night.
It's been a while.
So we should start there, and I will start again for anybody that may have missed it.
Yeah, let's set the table here.
Let's set the table, okay. And I think I want to set the table with. I talked to Judge last night, and we're not going to go into like excruciating detail here. If you want to see the full episode, please go to the Judge's DG Courtroom Twitch stream. I will put if somebody in the mod team or anybody else can put the link in the chat, that would be great. Go subscribe so you can watch the VOD from yesterday, and about an hour and 10 minutes in, I come in. And the reason that I came on the Judge's stream last night is because I was on Schiller's stream yesterday too, and I said something that I shouldn't have said, and it was a mean thing to say, and it was uncharacteristic of me, I would say, and I wanted to apologize for it and sort of like get all of the aired stuff out. We had I thought a very good conversation. I think we don't see eye to eye on everything, but it was still like a good constructive conversation. And I wanted to return the favor. He was so gracious in letting me on last night to sort of speak my piece and apologize for that. So I figured, hey, who better to talk Top Shot with than someone who's in it every single day, grinding it out. So that's sort of where I'm coming from. Judge, thoughts?
My first thoughts is Chugs has this really dark caveman thing going here. I had to turn my lights off. I wanted to be in the cave too. I was too bright.
It's a vibe, man. It's a vibe.
Yeah. Now I feel much better. It's dark. I like it. It's like I'm glad you invited me on. I thought yesterday, for me, we don't know have to rehash this too much, but it was a reflective day, right? I woke up. There were some comments that you made on Schiller's show, that I thought were kind of misleading and kind of not fair. But and we addressed it on my show, right? We went over it. From my perspective, look, in this space, I'm not blameless, right? With a lot of this stuff, like I come out. I'm very passionate, I think as most people know. Like I love Top Shot. I love hoops. I love collecting the product. And a lot of stuff that I do on my show, because people see the passion, and the passion easily gets construed for something different. And I think for me, again, I've been doing a lot of reflection. And that wasn't yesterday. Wasn't the first time that something like that's happened, right? Where someone that's kind of misconstrued the passion for something else, right? For maybe a toxicity or a negativity, or just by having some of the conversations that other people aren't having. Because again, I'm streaming Top Shot like 6-7 hours a night, every night. I'm in it every night. So when you're streaming that much content about Top Shot, about a product, let's face it, until the last week, the last 6 months has been crashing. So we've had a lot of honest discussions, a lot of talks about how we can improve the market, because we've stayed in it. Like we've been in it every day, and not surprisingly, a lot of our community has been very upset and hurt, and it's been a rough ride. So have we had some of those honest discussions, and have we tried to talk about ways to improve the platform? We have every night. And am I super passionate about it? Absolutely. Now, but I also can sense that sometimes I may be taking it a little too far, and that's getting a perception about me out there that I need to do a better job of making sure that it's changed and people are understanding that, because I think my message is getting lost, right? It can easily get lost when people are saying, "Oh my God, there he goes again. He's just ranting about something." That's not what we're doing, right? I'm not ranting. I'm trying to bring intelligent, honest, forthright discussions to improve the Top Shot platform. And so, while I disagreed with your comments,
it wasn't fair. It was
someone can perceive that, and I need to do a better job myself of making sure my message gets conveyed accurately going forward.
Sure. And I didn't invite you on so that you could be self-reflective or anything like that. I think, and I didn't come on yesterday to sort of like stick it in your face either. I think the thing that I was apologizing for and that I continue to apologize for is that like my criticism of, and it was in the context of talking, Schiller asked me a question about like the toxicity in the NFT space and in Top Shot. And there was some folks in the chat that sort of riled me up a little bit and pointed at you, and I got it in my head, and I said that's like that's the clash. And I think in talking with you last night, and some of the things that I watched back your stream the first hour or so, just so I could understand before I came on, like what were the things that were the most salient about like your criticism of my criticism, right? Sure. And I think the thing that stuck out to me, and I think that there may be a misperception as to like who Chugs and I are in the space and like where we fit into the larger picture of like collectors in Top Shot, is that like Chugs is a huge basketball fan, like knows basketball inside and out. A bunch of other folk. Greg's huge basketball fan. Taylor's a huge basketball fan. I wasn't a huge basketball fan until I started collecting Top Shot. I have since become a much bigger basketball fan. I'm always just generally a sports fan. I'm also not someone who was here early enough to like really just crush it. I don't have $1 million account. I'm not a whale in the sense of the word or anything like that. And I got crushed in a lot of ways too, with like inflated account valuation and then like things crashing down as well. But I think the timing matters a lot. And the point that I was trying to make that got lost because it was a personal attack, the point that I was trying to make in talking about like the clash in the NFT community in general and in Top Shot in particular, is that I think regardless of what project you're looking at, Top Shot or otherwise, the point I'm trying to make is that it's way more fun when you're making money on paper, and it's way not fun when you're not. And I think that got lost in the shuffle with the whole personal attack. I apologize for it. Whether or not your community, everybody in your community is appreciative of that. Like I didn't mean to do that to you personally or to everybody else that feels similarly to you. So I did want to clear the air on that one. And for everybody else that it wasn't in touch with that, like it was just a bad look. And like, I'm genuinely sorry because it was totally unwarranted and you didn't need that to wake up to that shit. So I apologize again.
Yeah, again. And I accept your apology. As far as I'm concerned, we'll talk about a little bit more here, and then we move on, and we're good, man. And like, and the last thing I'll say is the thing that really kind of hurt with us is that me and my community, we all joined around the same time, right? And that there's a big difference when you guys joined, I think January 20th, right? And
all of us were right around that, like January 15th through 20th.
And we joined like February 24th, 26th.
Right on the top.
Right, when everything was right about so like everyone in my community is basically, if you join when we joined, we all lost money. We all did.
Right.
There's it's almost impossible if you joined the platform at that time to be.
Yeah, you would have had to hit like a bunch of lottery and be really thoughtful about things and flips and stuff. You would have had to like played it perfect. You'd have to shoot the moon.
So when you kind of said that, you can only have fun if you're making money, I just don't agree with that, right? I just think because our stream, and again, one of the perceptions out there, all we do is have fun. Yeah. Do we talk about the first hour of the show? Okay, this is what we think we can do to get Top Shot better. We got to work on X, Y, and Z. But all we do is have fun. And I think part of the reason why we've been streaming so much and why we go so long is to get us through these rough times, to cheer everybody up, to make people laugh, and to get us, because we're all in it together, right? We've all seen our accounts go down.
No, totally.
I just think that it's not to me and my community. We all want to make money. Come on, we all know that, right? We all want to have our profits, our accounts go up. But I just genuinely believe it's not only about that, right? It's about collecting. It's about buying moments you love. And our community, while most of us are still in the red, we're having a ball. We're having a ball. Now, would it be a lot funner if we
if you were crushing it, or if you had the capability to buy a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, like we love it. And I think that's the other thing that I kind of heard, and I was like, I see it. I have a different view,
Right. Totally. And I think so. One of the things that sort of reinvigorated me about that conversation, and I want to pivot because we've hammered it out here again. DG Courtroom, twitch.tv/DG Courtroom. Go watch. Like he said, he's always on. I know Schiller streams every day, and it's all like mix of NFT, some Top Shot stuff, but like Judges on all the time. If you want to hear Top Shot 24/7,
we've done every day. We've taken one day off in 4 months. It's insane.
Which is great.
I'm an idiot.
So highly recommend doing that. The second piece here, talking about Top Shot a little bit. So what reinvigorated me about that conversation was sort of like, collecting for collecting's sake, not for money, whatever those things are. And I sort of like, I had some time today and I was like, where's my account at? What do I need? And it's not a secret, right? Like I have a joint account with a bunch of guys. Like and at the end of the season was sort of our like reckoning. And it was like, all right, who wants to stay in? Who wants to leave? We'll pay shares out. And like, ended up being that, of the 150 shares that we have split amongst however many people, there was like about a sixth of the shares wanted out, and other people wanted to buy in the rest of the 6 shares. And we we liquidated all of that, but we didn't end up having to sell.
I would have bought it.
Fair enough. I'll sell you my share. They went up in value in the last couple of days though, so you might have to pay a premium. But the long story short is that like now we're looking at, okay, how do we position ourselves, right? How do we think about Top Shot? Where do we want our collection to be? And I'm the one driving the most part, but I have a group of people that I talk with and we make choices together. And today the choice I was talking to them about was like, hey, I'm near Milwaukee. We have a fair amount of Bucks moments. I think it makes a lot of sense for us to collect the full team set of the Bucks, right? So that we're in a position to, if they do anything at Fiserv, like I can bring one of you guys, right? Like, or anything like that. So I'm curious, like, as you approach the end of the season and as you're thinking about summer through series 3, like, how are you positioning and how are you thinking about the way that you collect or how you're adjusting or augmenting your collection to meet your specific goals with Top Shot?
So it's super interesting that especially that you talk about the Bucks team set, because while you watching the stream, I went to complete that on my stream about 3 days ago, and my entire chat started screaming at me because I was about to spend like 160 on a George Hill S1.
Oh, well, yeah, 155. I hit that today, and the Noiro was the thing that hurt. It was $179.
So like, I'm originally from Wisconsin, so that's my team.
Where in Wisconsin?
Well, I live in New York now, but I was born in Milwaukee.
Okay.
So I'm a huge Bucks fan. This was
cool.
the epic.
I saw that last night. I was
my first title that we've ever seen. And obviously love Giannis. But I since I've been buying like an idiot or whatever, just I love Top Shot, I love the NBA. I've been buying since February. Like my collector and I have the cool cast. My collector score was never an issue, right? It was always high. So while everyone else was doing the team sets and bonuses, I wasn't glued into that. But then the off season hit, right? Mm-hmm. And suddenly, I don't know what the hell happened in the playoffs. I would love to have Jacob on and be like my man. Why were we so silent during the best time of the year? Because they went silent, and it was very perplexing for all of us. That should have been the time we do some really creative stuff, and they just chose not to.
It was sort of weird
until the Game 5 thing, though. I mean, they did that.
Yeah, it was at the end.
Was it. Right. By then it was too late.
You're right. You're right.
It was
they
sort of
until like the end of the final game or second to last game of the finals, right? But like since the playoffs ended, holy shit!
Yeah,
like
they've
they're
unloaded
announcing a bunch of stuff.
They've unloaded.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been great. NBA draft. I mean, summer league. We're partnering with Quavo. We're getting all kinds of stuff. We're adding all of you. We're seeing a kiosk and we're on the jumbotron finally.
Right.
All the things we've been waiting for. It's been so beautiful. Like, where's this been?
Right. It's lower risk. I think that's the big thing. So like the way that I sort of look at it and see it is, regardless of how long they think they can hide behind beta, like I think they're going to hide behind it as long as they can, as they are iterating on some of the things that like are specific activation focused, in particular, anything that's like very, very visible to non-Top Shot, like NBA people. Right. So their partnership with the NBA is golden, right? As long as they execute. And we've all seen over the last 6 months, you in particular, there's a, sometimes they hit, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back in a lot of ways. Right. And they can't have one of those 1 step backs be something where it's super visible to the NBA in an NBA sanctioned or NBA structured thing. And so I sort of look at it from that perspective of like, all right, if they like, let's say turned it all on and just like turn on the marketing jets during the playoffs and they had TV runs and all of these things and they didn't have the tech they didn't have the other stuff in play, like the economy itself wasn't as structured as they want, or frankly, they may not want to bring a shit ton of new people in to stale stock. That's another big part of this is like, it's way cooler to bring, tens of thousands of people into brand new shit from a brand new season as compared to like kind of stale stuff from the series or the season before. And I feel like they're sort of tiptoeing their way into those types of things that rely on NBA goodwill because they don't want to fuck it up. And I could be wrong. This is my perception, but I agree. Like it seemed underwhelming. It was like not with a bang, but with a whimper, right? It was sort of like how S2 ended. Yeah,
like I mean, it was really fascinating to see because we talked about this a lot on my stream, and the playoffs started, right? And all of a sudden we were excited, and 180,000 playoff packs.
There's a lot.
And we're like, wait a minute. Okay, maybe that's all they're going to do, though. No. Then they have another 150,000. Again, first it was a 12 came in, then it was 11.5 came in, and there was no demand for that level of insanity. That was to me was kind of. That's to another thing. I would love to figure out what was the thinking, what was the thought process behind putting out that many packs, and then they kept adding first round moments with every pack drop. It was really something that I don't understand how it played out. Like we hired this economist, right? They've already admitted that the supply was one of the biggest reasons that we kind of crashed a little bit. So why would the demand wasn't there? Why were we?
Yeah. It seemed like they hadn't really learned from learned from the mistakes of the All-Star weekend.
Right.
Like they kind of just, but you were thinking, I mean, as me, kind of like a hopeless romantic with the product and with just basketball and whatnot, I'm thinking, okay, they must really have some good intel that they're getting a fuck ton of new users coming in or something, like to fill this. And that just wasn't the case. I will say though, going back to the timing of like all these activations and stuff being after the playoffs, I do think that I would think like if I'm running this, Summer League is a much more low risk, high reward way to break in. Yep. And I feel like they knocked that out of the park. Like that's where you set up the kiosk. That's where you set up the kiosk. You put it on the Jumbotron where there's like this weird kind of like subculture buzz about it and I think, and cause that's ironically kind of how the NFT community thrives. It's like, we're all looking for the next indie band and like Top Shot is kind of like, that was like the approach that they took there. They were like, we're going to low key kind of just like put this out there in the public eye for the Summer League, which the Summer League also like for like, I know Plunge says he's only recently kind of really gotten into basketball. The summer league, the last like 2 or 3 years, has really become like this really cool, fun, like
it's like All-Star Weekend.
Part of the NBA. Yeah, it's like I would love to go. I was actually there 2016. I didn't go to any games, but I happened to be in Vegas at the same time, and like it was just cool. Like it just felt cool and different for Vegas, like just being around and all. So I can only imagine what it was like being there and then seeing like this high production value set up and people can mint moments at the game and like all that stuff goes through your head. Like what's to stop this there from being kiosks in every stadium,
every arena.
And like every game, there's a play of the game that's like fan voted on or Twitter voted on, and the people in attendance can go mint that game, that moment, and it's only limited to the supply of who's there. Like it adds a whole nother layer of like fandom and experience and then value also, frankly, to the moments themselves that I'm beyond thrilled to see that really start to play out. And so it sucks that it didn't happen in the playoffs. Like everybody's probably thinking like, look, maybe they had their shit ironed out so the playoffs can be where they just blow it out. But that's not what happened. They really kind of, it seems like, got their shit lined up to make the summer league sort of their way of sort of like getting themselves more public. And then hopefully that means by the start of the next season, they're really ready to go. I mean, that'd be the hope.
Yeah. And I mean, it was like you're saying, summer league is like NBA Nirvana. It's like an NBA haven. If you're a basketball fan,
hey, it's shitty. It's shitty gyms. You got to be a hooper or like you like hoops. So like it's not. You're not going to a pro stadium. Like you're going to like an AAU arena to watch NBA play.
Yeah, and it's games. It's games all day long. It's like
like weird times a day. Yeah, like 2 p.m. games and shit.
It's just beautiful. It's beautiful, and like I do think that they were ready. I think they had everything in place. Again, this is my speculation. I think they had everything in place by the playoffs. I think they saw the market. They saw what was happening, and like you said, Plunge, they didn't want to bring people into that. They didn't want to bring.
I mean, smart. Why would you?
I agree. It was smart, right? Why would you want to bring? But then I still don't understand the playoff packs. But why would you want to bring bring people into that kind of market and where it was a lot of negativity and everyone's accounts keeps going down? So and what was everyone saying about the offseason? What was everyone saying? That's when it's really gonna hurt. That's when oh my God.
It did the opposite, right? Again. Like it did the opposite again.
That's when they turned it on and everyone's expectations were so low and they crushed it. And they got everyone pumped up. And now we're seeing the real kind of utility that we can have here. And to your point earlier, you better fucking believe. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can swear here.
No, you can swear.
I will be completing. I'm going to be completing the Bucks team set because we know, like we can see it.
There's going to be something.
We can see the roadmap. We can see it now. We're going to get tickets. We're going to get signed jerseys. We're going to get a chance to be in a suite. It's just going to happen. Yeah. Like it makes too much sense to not. So like I was telling my chat, you have a favorite team. You want to go to games.
Yeah.
Again, not financial advice, but those team sets.
The other layer to this, and by the way, for the last like week or so, I've been eyeballing it. I still have to get the Marc Gasol run it back for the Grizzlies, which is like the big one. Like the other ones I need are like $30 or something. Like it's nothing special. Yeah. But the Gasol one, it's currently $888, the low ask, and I'm like, do I just snag it or do I? Which I mean, I don't know, but I'm all on board with the team set thing. And then another layer of this that I think is kind of cool, and I've talked with other folks, like particularly NBL, about shoot, I completely lost what I was gonna say.
You're talking about team sets.
Team sets, team discords though. Like of letting the tribalism sort of like drive the engine of Top Shot versus like making it like this monolith feel of just NBA, letting team pages and team discords kind of like run with it and create their own sub communities that then guys like Dumbo or whatever, shout out Dumbo, who can like filter out various benefits or whatever and cross promotions or whatever. Like it's still Top Shot, but like you have all these branches of team communities that you can feed off of. Like we've got a Discord now that started maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was me and like 4 other guys who are Grizz fans. And now we're up to maybe like 25 or something. But like it's only a matter of time that it'll eventually be hundreds probably, if not more. And everybody, and that's Memphis, right? That's like one of the smallest market teams. Like I can't imagine what kind of success you could get.
Don't disrespect Ja. Come on.
Look, trust me. I think Ja's like one of the greatest, probably one of the best players under 25 in the league right now. But no, I think there's a lot of avenues for things to really pop off again, which is great. And it's not because of like fucked up economics from, too many people coming in and they can't print enough moments, mint enough moments. It's more genuine, like product confidence or whatever you want to call it.
I think one of the crucial things that we need to focus on during this pump, and a lot of people are like, is this pump artificial? Is this one going to last? One of the key differences, and again, you guys were in Top Shot before me, so I've never really seen a true pump, right? I've never.
You were on that, yeah. You were like, the first 3 days you were here, it was still going up.
Kind of, yeah. So, but I've never really been here long enough. But like the way that I see, we did see one a few months ago, but it was right when they talked about, they introduced the new collector score, and everyone was buying just to get in that top queue, and everyone was and that's what we saw a pump. Everyone wanted they made the legendary packs like $249. It was a guaranteed slam dunk if you got the legendary pack, and that created a little artificial.
Can you pull that open?
And everyone kept buying. But this time, people are buying just because they're seeing the utility. People are buying due to excitement. People are joining because
hype.
It's like it's organically of hype. Like this is not just to get in the queue. This is like real people excited about seeing the moves that Top Shot made, and that's what's made me really a lot more feeling a lot better about this pump, so to speak, than the last one that I saw when I knew people were just going to go in that collector score, and when that pack dropped, they were going to fire sale. Like this one, it just is.
So here's what's different about it, and this chart is.
We're going to answer some questions from the chat too after we talk about this, because I think and for folks in the chat, like if you want us to hit on anything Top Shot specific, I'm watching the chat. Fire away. I'll pull some stuff up. Chugs, you hit on this, and then we'll pull open some other stuff.
So this is like little history, and I've started this. I started doing this weekly since All-Star. I could go back and do it more, but it's this part right here is what's important. The thing that we're looking at here, this spot down here is the median price of sales, not offers, sales. What's actually happening? You can see the median price, obviously this was on the back end of All-Star, getting into All-Star, and it just eventually kind of cratered. The important part here is that the median price, aka like the most common middle price, has not really changed at all, but the average price has gone up. That is, for lack of like, just to sum it up really quickly, that means quality is running up. Quality moments are finally being treated like they ought to be, and the just overall malaise of the market has kind of abated. It's passed by. So this, to me, the fact that this hasn't moved, but this has gone up is like an incredibly encouraging sign for the market in general. And that's what I kind of, through all of this, and I mean, I don't know where I might have tweeted it, or I definitely had said it, in various DMs and stuff, but this was sort of the moment you needed, was where the floor was flooded out to where anyone can just walk in and like buy some shit, like get a good player, whatever. But there was also a real bid for truly rare stuff and truly quality moments and quality players. Like the whole, like the moment matters thing. Like there was a months long period where it didn't fucking matter. Like it was just, it was like, oh, that's a LeBron, whatever. Like who cares? And it didn't matter. But now I think people are kind of, for whatever reason, and it might be just simply OGs, and I'm calling OGs at this point people who were here before the February hype cycle. Okay.
I would consider everybody pre-Bales. I would say pre-Bales is everybody before January 15th, and post-Bales is everybody after January 15th, and like everybody between January 15th and like February 11th, I think, is kind of where I consider like you're in the weird green zone, but then everybody after that is sort of in that random weird place. I
think at a certain point, folks kind of had a capitulation where they were like, look, this stuff's way too cheap. And like this like unless you just don't fundamentally believe in the product and you were just a complete rent seeker the whole time, like this was a moment where people sort of shifted gears. Like that's what those numbers are basically telling me. The fact that the average price has, more than doubled in a week, while the median, again, aka like the most common price, had not changed at all. So that means it's just as accessible to anyone coming in, but good shit is like it costs more now. It's deemed worth more or whatever. The market has run up in that way. And so to me, that's a really encouraging sign overall from like a market standpoint of things.
Yeah. And again, like this is exactly what Top Shots wanted, right? They want an entry point that's very low for new users, right? So new users can come in and they can get, a Luka for $10, a LeBron or Zion for $8.
And they haven't been apologetic about that at all. Like that's the point. Right.
But what we like you said, Chugs, what we've been seeing, but when I joined the site, I knew it wasn't right that Ish Smith was $200-$300. Like I knew it wasn't right when I saw, no offense, Chetty Osman. We have some Turkey followers in my stream. Like I knew it wasn't right when Chetty Osman is so expensive.
It's a pure anomaly.
Right. But now
is that how you pronounce it? Is it Chetty?
Chetty, yeah. So
I've been saying CD forever.
I have too.
That's okay. No, that's okay. He sucks. But in Turkey though,
he's gonna have his stream. By the way, he's gonna have a stream tomorrow on his Twitch, and he's gonna be like, "This guy fucking Judge came out of nowhere. I've been getting DMs all day."
The negativity from the Judge. But it's been cool to see, right? We're seeing the good players, the good moments. Those are the ones being bought up, while the floor on those subpar players. Right, the moments that are not
common and truly common ones that shouldn't cost a lot.
Right. So right, and again, Top Shot, they keep talking about, right. We want the rare moments to be rare. We want, and now we're starting to see that separation, right, where the rare moments and the more coveted moments, we're seeing that separation from the moments that are, just kind of the regular base common moments from average players, and that's a beautiful thing to see. People actually buying the good stuff, the people that, and targeting the good moments, the good players, because that's what's been missing for the last, many months. So again, like Chubbs, I agree that chart's great. And it represents something that we've kind of been seeing play out this last couple of weeks, and it's all positive things.
Yeah.
So Poker Pro Eric hopped in the chat and asked me to pull up the LaMelo Cool Cats chart. So I think right now, I don't know what happened. I was looking at this earlier. It was like $4,400 was the low ask, but something's happening. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows.
Yeah, I know, because I've been trying to get to buy one of these all the last 3 hours. Right before I came on the show, I was trying to buy one.
What's going on?
Well, so
is it just pumping?
Plunge, you're in the Nine Lives Lounge.
I've been taking care of my kids, man. So speaking of, I actually met up with someone from the Gary, who is one of the guys in the Discord. He's a little bit older. I met up with him earlier today he's in town for a wedding. So said hi, had a beer at the bar, and then went and picked up my kids, put them in the bath. Like wife went to pick something else up. So I haven't really been plugged in. So what's going on?
Look, I mean, and again, I'm been doing a million different things, trying to do my own thing. So I have not been able to get in the Nine Lives Lounge as often as would have liked. But again, I'm in there. I have all the cool cats, right?
Dope.
I think I saw Plunge there. Chugs, are you a member as well? You must be.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He and I sort of run the.
You see that jersey he's wearing? I designed it.
Can I get one of these? Like, can I get? Are they one? Can we talk off screen? I want one. What do I have to do?
I'll say it out loud. Just this is how the jerseys work. So we created, and also shout out Backward Party. We created like the unofficial Cool Cats Discord, and it was the whole kind of make your own utility like mission, right? And so part of it was we had merch, and we joked about jerseys, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make fucking jerseys for this thing, and I'm gonna just like price it out, see how it goes or whatever. And I kind of did this sort of like under the radar or whatever. Long story short, launched jerseys. We ended up doing 2 waves of them because so many people wanted more. And so we did 2 waves. There's only about 450 or so that exist. I shut down jersey sales because I wanted it to be LE
exclusive.
But I did. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. one, if you don't know, and I've posted this in the Cool Cats Discord, I did get 4 extra ones, one of each color, and the backs of 2 are blank and the backs of 2 are hashtag NLL. So they're like cool for whoever wants them.
Yeah.
However, I obviously have to come up with a, smart way of how I would distribute that. I do know that one, I 100% want them to fall in the hands of 4 different people who don't have one already. Yeah. Obviously people who are Cool Cats, like hold the set and everything. So you'd almost certainly have to be in our Discord in order to be like eligible for whatever we end up doing. If we ever brought jerseys back again, it would have to be in an unofficial capacity because we've talked with Dumbo, we're going to let Top Shot do what they want to do. And if we bring back jerseys, it'll be our thing, and that's totally fine. There will be some, if we ever brought them back, there will be some distinction that it is not the
Oh,
OG.
no.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that to my guys who got in, who were there from the jump and everything.
Like a Series 2 jersey? Oh, yeah. God. Oh.
You'd be whoever wanted to buy back in. Now, look, if you trust my design taste and quality with what came out, whatever is the second rendition of it, it's not going to suck. I guarantee you that. But I'm not.
It'll be new and improved. It won't be the same. It'll be like a better Stitch situation. They're a little.
It is suspect in a couple spots.
Yeah, it is. There's a little bit of there's a cut situation on mine. I don't know. It fits a little tighter on here.
There's got to be a way to still get one of these Top Shot debuts.
No, there will be. We will do something. So you have 4 of the OG ones, Chugs.
Yes.
I think it is very likely now that the NLL part is open, in the Top Shot Discord. So we had, just for reference, we have 1,000 people that have verified that they have all 30 at some point. We still don't have the Collab Land bot set up because that was a nightmare, but 1,000 people put a picture in there that said they had all 30 at some point, and 200-ish are active, right? Maybe 300-ish. So there's a lot of people that are in there that just don't look at it, but that's still only a third of the people that finished, which I think now, given that it's in the TS Discord, given that they can email blast people, given that they can do all this other stuff, it is a bigger audience in that 9 Lives Lounge Discord channel in the Top Shot community. I think it is very likely that we will do another jersey, Series 2 jersey for everyone, anybody that wants in, buy your jersey type of thing. We'll figure something out, and it's very likely that we'll probably do it with in conjunction with Top Shot in some way, shape or form.
Yeah, I mean, again, I said shout out Dumbo. He was one of the guys with Dapper he's the only one that is in, well, take it back. He's the only one that was honorary member of the Discord to sort of have our, it was kind of I kind of took it as sort of a pretty cool, legitimization of our group, because basically it was somebody in Dapper saying hey, we want to kind of hear, we want to have eyes and ears to the ground with what you guys are talking about, what y'all are doing, or whatever. So now that they've kind of got their own official platform for things, obviously we would kind of have to follow their lead and sort of defer to them on any kind of official thing that they'd want to do for everyone who's got Cool Cats. But I'd be lying if I said they don't value our input. I'll just put it that way. So which hopefully that's what people like to hear that.
Sorry, I failed to answer the original question. What's happening with? So this, I've been telling my stream in my community for the last ever since day one, really, of the 9 Lives Lounge. Another thing that Top Shot they could have butchered, right? They had the whole key to this 9 Lives Lounge. They had to have the rollout be almost flawless, and I thought they nailed it. I thought they crushed it. I thought
so far.
I thought it was everything that they laid out, the utility that they gave. I thought it was so well done. Again, I've hammered them when they make mistakes. You got to praise them when they do things that are right. And I thought it was so smart the way they laid it out. I thought the utility that they provided already to this lounge, and again, the gateway that we're seeing what's the potential here.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I don't have an ape. All right.
Right.
The apes are.
I don't anymore.
The apes are. What, 14 ETH, 15 ETH?
$1 bazillion.
I'm a little jaded because I'm a basketball man, right? So but when I think of the utility that we can offer here with this product, And I mean, we're getting exclusive. If you're in the 9 Live Lounge, you get exclusive offers to all the things of Dapper. I mean, we're already for tomorrow. We're getting they're giving us 19 packs. I mean, there's a Dapper employee at all times in the 9 Lives Lounge. Like, they're listening to all of our ideas and feedback. I mean, I have been just so super impressed with the way everything that's rolled out in there. And like, I just don't see a way, unless, again, Top Shot ends up making some snafus here. But once a few people will want to take the profits, rightfully so. But once these,
look at this. So just for reference, we had Greg Murray pull live token data before the LaMelo got released, in terms of like who held the biggest bag basically on Cool Cats. And it obviously didn't include anybody that like bought things and then sold them on the way down. But like, of the people that finished the 29 moments, the most that anybody had paid for the 29 moments that they had was 10K.
Yeah.
So right now, that's the number.
Yeah.
The whole set.
At most right now, if you wanted to get out, like, you would only be down, $1,400 or whatever for the one person that paid 10. Right. Yeah. The median and the mode, like, way down. It was more like 3 or 4K. So like, essentially right now, Cool Cats didn't get wrecked anymore. Like, pass that narrative down the fucking river, because it didn't. Like, if you got out too early, you may have taken an L, but if you held all the way through and you still hold today, you're 2x in the green, most likely. Unless you bought multiples, unless you're Socrates, that's a whole fucking story. But like, anyway, long story short, this is a big number, and it matters. And I think to your point, Judge, like, the rollout of this stuff, like, it affects the pricing of this significantly.
Correct. One
One thing I will say, though, and I think it's a super good argument, and I don't know if you listened or watched a Club Top Shot on Tuesday nights.
Wasn't able to.
But MBL and Jack and Pete Overzet and all of those guys, right? Like, one of the things that they talk about, and I think it's really poignant, is that if it is always reactionary and it doesn't seem well like thought out, then there's going to be an erosion of confidence, generally speaking, in the capability of Top Shot to like deliver on promises. And it may feel like it is random. And if you're not part of the random person that got selected, you're going to feel jilted by it. And I think it matters a lot that like it is consistent and there is consistent utility across the board, because the people and the pack queue is another good example of this. So like, for people that they luck out with them, they're going to say, like, for the Cool Cat stuff, like, hey, it got me into the queue. Like, they will think, hey, that was a great piece of utility. But if you can't take advantage of that because you didn't hit, or, hey, you can't go to that thing because you're in Sweden, or, hey, I don't really like the nifted object, I don't want these things. Like, they're never going to be able to like satisfy every single person. But I really do think, to your point, that they are bringing sort of like a better rollout of this stuff. They've been really thoughtful about how to approach these things for all collectors. There's as many collectors as they possibly can that own all of those moments. But this is crazy price action. And like, I hope this is one of those things that like, I hope nobody gets wrecked on this. I hope nobody is buying this for, this LaMelo for $6,000 and going to miss out on one to get one of 19 Cool Cats packs that's got like 15,000, 7,500. Like, those packs are sick. Those CC1 packs, they have some loaded shit in them. There's LeBrons in there. There's like KD 7,500s. There's a bunch of stuff that's like pretty pricey. But like, if you're buying that one thing to get this one thing and you don't get a jersey over the next 4 weeks or whatever, like, there are going to be a bunch of people like, hey, why am I holding this bag for this thing that even if the potential utility is there that they didn't actually get, then, people are going to be pissed off. Well,
so this goes back to kind of my overall premise why I was still buying while everyone was like, you're an idiot.
Sure.
What are you doing here? Right? So like, if you don't believe in the product, please do not get in the club. If you don't believe in Dapper,
seekers are not going to have a good time trying to play that game.
If you're looking at your account, refreshing multiple times a day, this is not for you, right? This is a long-term play. And not to mention, we're 10 buys away from being $10,000 right now. And I think we may get there tonight. And again, could it also, will we have undercuttings? Probably. But like, again,
this is by far the lowest number of listings that we've seen, though, right? Like 43 total.
Yeah,
that's why
everyone in the 9 Lives Lounge keeps. They want like the one again. One thing that's also a little different here. There's a Discord, right? So even if you're not winning the jerseys and packs, there's a community here now.
There's a club. Yeah, there's a club.
And people like to be in clubs. And people like to be that camaraderie. And people also, they like money. You can see here a legitimate way to make a lot of money. I mean, we're talking 10 buys from $10,000 like that. And people already say are having FOMO. They're buying these up. They're snatching them. Now, again, I'm not giving financial advice. We
never do. We never do.
So like,
hashtag not financial advice.
Like if you believe in Dapper and you've been watching what they've been rolling out in the off season, and you know what we still have to come, right? We got the run it back. We got the trade tickets. We got the rake back. Hopefully, we have the NBA season starting in like fucking 2 months. Like and then when the next season hits, that's when they can kick in the kiosk at every stadium. We're on the Jumbotron. We actually got All Stars promoting Top Shot. Like if you are a believer in Top Shot and Dapper and what they're going to do, to me, this club is the ultimate. So it truly is becoming the Soho House that they said, and I was like, yeah, we'll see.
It's crazy though. So looking at and if anybody doesn't know, big friend of the program, Add More Funds. I'm going to put it in the chat. I love this tool. For listings and I love evaluate.market and live token. Everybody's got a little bit of a different view. So looking at this, like low ask was at 1 o'clock, $4,200. So this is the sales volume between then. So I just hovered over all of them. This represents 15 sales. So 15 total sales pushed it from 4,200 up to like $59.99, which is crazy. Like it's not that much. And obviously like that's a relatively compressed time period. So it is very likely that people who haven't been plugged in for the last 6 hours or 8 hours or 10 hours, who don't know what's going on, who are like, holy shit, I can make back my entire Cool Cats bag by selling off this LaMelo right now. Like they may well do that. So we may well see that stuff like in this sort of trim back down, but it's thin. It's super thin.
Yeah, because once you're in there, you don't want to bail on that once you're in, because you don't know. It's so open-ended kind of at that point. I was going to say 2 points. One, and this is it's addressing the chat. 2 points really quick. One, yes, we're minting Starfish. I've minted 2 the last minute.
Judge, do you have a MetaMask wallet?
Of course. What do you mean?
Okay.
Do you want to mint some Starfish tonight?
Yes. What's a Starfish? I love fish. I love stars.
By the way, you are welcome to stay on the entire show. Yeah, we're not going to kick you off. You can hang out.
Starfish. So starfishnft.com. We're going to have the founder. We're going to have the founder on. He's a Top Shot user. He's an NFT guy. I've been DMing with him back and forth. He's got a great story. I always like the aesthetic needs to be kind of like endearing or cute or just truly damn good on some level. And I also like any kind of endearing story. I think the biggest version of that was Cool Cats, probably like when Klon came on and kind of like gave his whole, this is like just the whole origin story. Like that, it just like set the thing off, and like Cool Cats are where they are now. But the other thing I was going to say, the main point back to Top Shot, somebody had mentioned about like, hey, why don't they do this for Seeing Stars or for like Hustle and Show or whatever? I think Cool Cats are fundamentally different. And the reason why is that Cool Cats literally it spanned the whole, almost the entire season or almost the entire series. And it had multiple challenges, multiple types of challenges, multiple like there were so many variations and ways you had to acquire those moments that I feel like it was important that they recognize that in a unique kind of way. And I said it like NBL, he makes a good point where he's like, I don't know if I like the precedent of like kind of making the gamification like what I want to collect this because I think Dapper might give me back X. And he's like, it should be about like, I want to collect this player because like he's fucking awesome and or like this moment matters or whatever. And I see that side of the argument, but I think Cool Cats was a one-off situation that required a one-off reward. And like, in other words, I'm not saying like, don't hold me to this. They might give some really awesome kind of like set reward for for other like novelty sets. But I do think Cool Cats, it's like that is the quintessential like beta. It was during the entire pump. It like to me it was common, so it was supposed to be like what everyone could try to be and play for. So I think Cool Cats kind of has this unique weird cult status that it'll always maintain. I guess one thing I might be wrong a year from now, but that's what I think.
One thing you left out: the first Master Challenge on the platform, right?
No, it wasn't though. So there was a Master Challenge. No, there was a Master Challenge for
right?
No, it was for
it was rookie debut.
No, it wasn't. It was for early adopters, and it was super compressed. It wasn't like a 4-month long thing. The end of it was you got the Matisse Thybulle rookie debut. So there was like a bunch of moments. You had to collect everything in the early adopter set. And I think it like coincided. The reason it didn't get as much shine is that it coincided apparently at the beginning of December with like a shit ton of other challenges finishing at the same time. There were like 8 challenges that finished the same week, including a master challenge for like the 30 early adopters moments. And you got a Matisse Thybulle at the end, but it wasn't structured the same way.
Was this like last year? When was this?
Yeah, December 2020.
Yeah, it was.
I'll send you the blog post.
I have been told by Rohan himself that anything that occurred before that date does not count. And, from now on, from here forevermore. The first Master Challenge on Top Shot was Cool Cats. At least that's the way I remember it. Yeah. That's the only one I knew. And
it's a super weird set.
But at least to Doug's point though, like it really was a fucking ride, right? That whole
man.
It was a trip, man. I mean, so many drops and so many ups and downs, and like we hated it. We were sick of it. We wanted this to end. Luca was 12K. He was 8K. He was 500 towards the end. I mean, it was just a whole whirlwind of. I mean, if you grind it out and stayed in to complete that Cool Cat, there's really nothing. I don't know what else you could even compare that to, right?
No, there's not. And I think too, one of the things that you were talking about at the beginning, just about being in it for collecting and commiserating, even like reveling in the good times, but also commiserating in the bad times.
Right.
And the first, literally the first tweet I ever sent out that was about, and it was the first shout out to the Discord that we created for Cool Cats. It was like, guys, you've got to the mountain. Let's complain about it together. It was like a tongue in cheek kind of this is a space for us to kind of beat the chest, shake our fist at the clouds. Look at what we did. And it's cool that it's kind of come full circle in a way that's who's laughing now. But but the original, the genesis of that, it wasn't you think we thought that all this stuff was going to happen when we first started that group?
Right.
No, we didn't know. We were just okay, fuck this. I'm not going to make this this lame thing that we all kind of scatter off to our own corner and be pissed off about at the end of the day. We're going to make this there's 2,953 people out there who did the same shit that I did that can relate to me on a level that not too many other people within Top Shot can. So let's get together. And I'd give a shout out if I fucking knew who the guy was, but the original guy who actually the first tweet who was hey, Cool Cats people, you think we should get together and kind of figure out where we're going to list this LaMelo? He didn't even have the set, so he's not in the group, but he's the one who first posited the whole thing. I mean, I could dig up because he's in my mentions and Plunge's mentions, back in May.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's truly a unique set in my opinion. I think it'll hold up.
I mean, one thing that I do want to say though is that because I know a lot of my community is now locked out, right? They can't afford to get in, and that does suck, right? Again, will anything compare to this in terms of this set? I don't think so. But if you think, come on, if they're not going to do other really, really cool stuff.
They're going to do stuff for sure.
Right. They're going to do really cool stuff for future sets. I mean, will it be like this one? Probably not. This is a unique experience.
Look, not everybody gets to get in Cool Cats, but not everybody also gets to buy Cosmics for $200. You know what I'm saying? Dude, give people.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, they saw me pull up. They saw me pull up the like specific sets, and they were like, "Let's go." And I think we're an hour in. It's 59:52 right now since I turned this on. We should give something away, or maybe a bunch of stuff away. What do you think?
All right.
I think we should. So I got a bunch of stuff. People love giveaways, man. People love giveaways. And I know that you mentioned this at the end of it last night. I think like after I stuck around for like 10 or 15 minutes to sort of like watch the chat after the fact, after I came on your stream. And I think something was like, or maybe even before, it was like, he's going to give away stuff and it's going to be fine and all this stuff. Like people love free shit, dude.
They do. It's amazing. It really is. Like so, one of the biggest surprises from streaming, I never knew how people will sell their soul. It could be a 40K of anyone, and people just want the giveaway, man. It's pretty insane to see.
Yeah. So for the record, and I'm not explicit about, or excuse me, I'm very explicit about this. I am legally not able to make a subscriber only giveaway. That's what's called an illegal raffle. It's a pay to play raffle. I can, however, make it exceptionally in your favor if you subscribe to our stream. I can give you 10 times as much odds, and you get, for anybody that doesn't subscribe, great. You still have a shot. Just 1/10 of anybody that's a subscriber. It's the same reason that when they did the showcase challenge for the Ben Simmons Cool Cats, that you were able to send a postcard to Dapper Labs in Vancouver to receive your moment, because it is illegal to do so. So right now we're going to get a hype train going. Someone, we need to get subs going. And for everybody that's new here or may have come in because of the conversation with the judge and otherwise, all of the Twitch revenue that I generate, I split 4 ways. Chugs, Taylor, and Greg, all of us split it straight down the middle or straight down the fourths. I send it to them via PayPal or otherwise. Regardless of whether or not they actually come to the stream, Taylor and Greg will still get their share for this week. So please, if you're able, pays for the StreamYard subscription, it pays for giveaways and stuff. We're going to give away all 3 of those playoff moments that I just purchased. Or excuse me, not playoff moments. We're going to do all 3 of those Summer League ones that I just purchased. I think they're like, what, $70, $80, something like that. So all 3 of these we're going to give away.
Let's go. There's going to be a Summer League Quest. Summer League Quest is coming. Depending
on how many, they are. And depending on how many subs we get, and I'm not going to tell everybody the number of what I'm actually looking for. Depending on the subs that we get, we will do some more playoff and Seeing Stars moments as well. So there's
one thing too from the last, like it's been a while, but the last stream we had, who was it? Is it Jay Booz who I owe a Colin Sexton to? Because we gave away Sexland, we gave away Darius Garland and a Colin Sexton. I was locked out because I had it listed and then I had to delist it, wait 7 days and whatever. Jay Booz, I think it's Jay Booz. If you're in the chat, I'm trying to scroll through.
Jay Booz 3. Jay Booz 33.
Confirm that I owe, like, give me your TS username and I'm going to send you this Colin Sexton. It's actually a triple digit Colin Sexton. But so let me
Akif Fazad 12, thanks for the sub. Donated
TK
Alien.
What it was, I don't know. It's something with BOO. Anyway.
Yeah, J_BOOZE. So we've got 2 subs so far. I'm looking at like roughly eligible users of people that have topped out in the last 10 minutes, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, about like 30 of the 93 people have subbed. So those 30 people, you got a real good shot at one of these things. So we're gonna play. Which one are we gonna do first? We should do. Why don't we'll do the cheapest one first, which I'm pretty sure is.
You gotta go Hampton first.
Oh, Hampton. You want Hampton first? So this one right now, there are 187 available for sale. This is the one that I just bought for $79. So this RJ Hampton. This is going to go. I'm going to play our intro music again. You have that long to subscribe. And again, if you're a sub, you get 10 times as many entries into this giveaway as someone who's just here and hanging out, which is great. Thank you for coming and hang out. I know that not everybody can do the $5 a month thing, but significantly increased for those folks that support the stream. So we're going to play our intro music and then we'll go ahead and raffle off that RJ Hampton. Here we go.
Let's do it.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna sympathy, don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry. Nice. I think we hit the hype point. So let's go ahead and roll this. So it's anybody that's typed in the chat in the last 10 minutes is eligible for this giveaway. I'll give 10 more seconds. If you haven't typed anything, type something. Doesn't matter what it is. Type it in the chat. I'll give 10 more seconds, and then we will roll this thing. So 8, 7, 6. Eddie's something. All right, here we go. We're going to roll it. Ready? Warren Fang. I know that guy. I've seen that guy. Warren Fang. All right, man. Obviously, I've got 7 days timer on this one. Hit me up in Twitter with your or in Discord, either one, with your Top Shot username, and I'll set a reminder for myself for a week from now. Thanks everybody for the hype train. So we're at a level 2 hype train. If we get to a level 3 hype train, we will do more than just the playoff moments that we have. So, or excuse me, not the playoff, the summer series moments that we have. So, Judge, are we going Bol Bol or are we going Killian Hayes next? And do you have thoughts about either of those players?
I do.
Do tell.
Look, man, I'm a Killian Hayes fan. So, like, I think he's better than Cole Anthony.
You're Kevin O'Connor disciple, aren't you?
I mean, Kevin O'Connor had Killian Hayes going number 1.
He's on Killian Hayes.
He had Hayes going number 1 in the draft last year. I mean, I don't know if I'm that high on him, but I think he's really good. I think he's better than Cole Anthony.
Detroit's all of a sudden got some good players though too. Like they could
Mike says that's a really hot take.
I mean,
they could sneaky be like decent, like Sadiq Bey.
He was so injured though. I mean, like how many games did he play this year? 20?
Not many. I mean, like Detroit. Talking about now, I know I've said they're not going to lose a lot of games, but you're talking Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Grant, and Beef Stew.
Yeah, I mean they got a
Cunningham's the business, though. I think Cunningham's the business.
I agree. So that's my one fear with Hayes. He's going to now have to take a back seat because it's going to be Cade's show. But I still think Hayes is going to be really good. And Bol, look, man, I think he's got potential. He just got to get minutes. With guys like that, you never know, right? So but his moments are always so sick. So that the block he has is, I love it. I love the block. Yeah. I do. But like, I think I'd probably rather have the Hayes than the
Cunningham.
That's
Mike Freeman
super
thinks
hot,
he's a
man.
bust.
I think Cade Cunningham's like freaking Penny Hardaway 2.0.
Yeah, Cade's good. Good.
Like 6'8" like true point guard. He's awesome.
If this chat tells you anything, like we got some basketball nerds in here. So, all right, hey, we're gonna give this away once we hit the hype train.
Mike Weisberg's killing me.
2 minutes.
Awful take. All right, we'll see, Mike. The beauty of hoops. We get to see it all play out before.
Again, baby. So I'm gonna go back through and thank everybody for the subs. I appreciate it. If anybody missed, so Wilder 67, thanks for the sub. I think I saw IUB Ball. Thanks for the sub, even though I hate you and I still love you. And everybody else. And again, for anybody that's just joining us, you have a significantly greater chance. I think in the last 5 streams, I think there's been one non-sub that has won. You're technically able to win, but that's what we're doing. So we were very close. We are at 76% of the level 3 hype train. Let's get that all the way up. Past that, once we do that, I will give away this. What did you say? Did you say Bol? Did you say Killian Hayes?
We got to go Bol next.
Bol next.
Yeah, I mean, he could be out of the league in a year. So I love him, but Hayes is going to be. Hayes is a baller.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this.
It's a sweet. It's a sweet block, though. I love
think
blocks.
so too.
I think blocks are some of the best moments on Top Shot. They're so filthy.
I think they're going to matter a whole hell of a lot in hardcourt. The mock-ups that I've seen of that game, which are very, very limited, like the screenshots from back in October, it's going to matter what the type of play is. And if you ever have scraped the metadata off of the actual what's actually on the moments on the blockchain, they started categorizing different things as well. And I think it's going to matter that blocks versus assists versus whatever else. So having dope things for that type of thing. So I think we're almost there. Let's make sure. Let's see where we're at with the hype train. We hit level 3. So we're going to give it away. Let's go. And then once we hit the level 4 hype train, we will give away that last moment. So this one is for Bull. It is right now. I purchased it for $39 early on the stream. All I need, Judge, do you want to give him what do you think? Do you want to do like a keyword? Should we make it a keyword situation?
A keyword for a Bull. I mean, I hate to do it to Bull, but Europe. He's going to be a star in Europe. That's where he's going.
Europe.
Or overseas.
Parlor Boss, thank you.
Overseas or Europe. Overseas or Europe.
Love it.
Like Europe is the key. Trash Cans, thank you so much for the subs. Jay Booze, thank you so much for the gifted sub as well. Donated Alien.
Look, Bull, if you're watching though, what I believe is going to happen.
Europe is the word.
You're going to go overseas. You're going to crush it, and then you're going to come back to the league in a couple of years, and then you're going to get a shot. Because right now he's got a little bit of an attitude problem. He was pissed off in Denver. Wasn't getting a lot of playing time. Behind the scenes, a lot of issues. I don't want maybe a domestic somewhat situation. Allegedly. I think there's some issues there. But I could see him if he can fix the attitude and get that sorted out.
Bob.
I think he's got a chance, but I'm not sure.
But Europe is your call. Is your call. All right, here we go.
Europe.
We have right now 87 eligible users that have typed Europe. 90. There are 180 people in the stream. If anybody's on YouTube, this is Twitch only. I should have said that earlier. If you're hanging out over there, you need to be in the Twitch stream. I can't fix it. Sorry. That's what we got.
Sorry.
I hope there's nobody over there and YouTube like typing a bunch of this stuff and being like Europe. All right, so we got 95 eligible users, 96. Well, once we get to 100, we're gonna roll it. Bakra Party just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. My man,
what a badass!
out
Shout out Bakra, one of our fellow
let's
cool
roll this bitch.
Cool cats.
Captain Solo, nice man. All right, so that Bull is gonna go to you again. You're on the hook. I can't hunt you down. Find me on Discord. Find me on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know where I live. Hit me up with your Top Shot username, and in 7 days, I will gift it to you.
I've got a random. This is more of a basketball topic, but Judge. So, do you follow not just college basketball, but like basically prospects? Do you pay attention to much of that, or are you strictly like once they're in the NBA?
I do so much NBA that I think the college product is so piss poor. Like I just can't get into watching those games. Up until like the week before the draft, I've seen I saw like 2 videos of Cade Cunningham. Like I never saw him in college, but once summer league and all that comes out,
it was a weird season. So, it was a super weird season too.
Beyond weird. But so on that note though, like what I was gonna say, and obviously it's a shout out to University of Memphis. Which I did not attend, but I'm there. And when you're in Memphis, you're a fan of their basketball program. Like, it is what it is.
I went to
a little college.
College, right?
Where'd
you go to school, Judge?
Soccer.
Is that public information?
Wisconsin. That's where I went.
You did?
It's Badger.
I did.
Dude, I live in Madison. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know. You live in Madison?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I did not know that.
They need to go to a football game together.
Madison may be one of the greatest places on earth.
It's incredible.
Wisconsin's got a little bit better, but
it's a little bad.
Right. So you guys can go have your little Big Ten. Anyways, what I was saying was that University of Memphis, they pulled like one of the like a top 5 like NBA prospect guy to come in. He was going to either pick the G League or go to college.
I did see that.
To go to Memphis. Yeah. Jalen Duren. The next guy, though, is Imani Bates or Emini Bates or whatever. He basically is being deemed as like Kevin Durant 2.0. He's like this super tall, lanky, like, smooth scorer type guy. Anyway, I didn't know like how much you followed all that, but that's why I'm rocking the penny shirt, because Memphis, there's a buzz about Memphis basketball because they're basically going to have like a quasi like NBA like G League team in college.
I did see a couple articles about that stuff. Yeah, I did. Also, let me address the comment in the chat.
I was going to say, what's this witchcraft school?
Again, this you cannot make. Now, I know I may not look it now, but I was a baller. I was an athlete. So I had offers to play Division III basketball and tennis. Now, because I was a little.
How tall are you?
I'm not tall, like 5'11". That's why I was D3.
Okay.
So like,
yeah, fair.
I was not going to be a pro or anything. But I was good. So
by the way, Plunge and I are essentially the same human being.
We're five.
We're same height, probably dad bod. Well, I'm not 200, but we're definitely dad bod.
Hey, now I'm there too. Now, I mean, like again, back in the day though, I could play a little bit. So Now, because I was a little white guy, everyone at the time told me, look, you have a better potential to go do tennis, because that's, So I went to a school. I went to the number 1 D3 school in the nation for tennis.
Grand Valley State.
It's a funny name. It's a funny name.
What was it?
Gustavus Adolphus.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
See?
Well,
in
Rhodes,
Minnesota.
Rhodes was actually decent at it.
I know of it.
I'm
It's a good
familiar with
school.
it.
I know people that went there.
Right. So like I said it in my chat, and people are like, "You made that name up. That doesn't exist."
That's a very people from the Midwest, people from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois know what Gustavus is.
There are so many colleges that like 1,500 to 5,000 kids go to, like that you have no idea exists. Like these privates that probably charge like $60,000 a year now.
Yeah,
to go. Get a scholarship.
I went there 1 year, and then I was like, "Yeah, this sucks. I'm out."
I could go to football games and basketball games, and that was I every now and then so I got a younger brother, which fun fact, younger brother, he's like 9 years younger than me. His bachelor party's in 2 weeks, and I'm going to Miami. It's gonna be fucking sweet.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna be wearing Cool Cats jerseys by the pool, faux show. But anyway, I'd go to LSU while he was there. Like I'm, many years out of college, but I'd go to LSU for games, and I'd get he'd hook me up with like student section tickets and all that crap. And I'm just like, I'd look around and just be like, man, I fucked up. Like, why didn't I just go to LSU and just like cruise, have like a 3.9 and just cruise and like get paid, like in state, like get paid to go to school essentially. But I mean, I'm happy with what I did, and I will not get COVID in Florida. I promise. But
you don't know that. Hype train success, by the way.
I'm vaxxed. We're good.
Thank you. Waxed, vaxxed, and ready to. I don't know what the other word is. Anyway, all right. Let's give away this last moment. So this next moment, let me share it. Hold on. Thank you, everybody, for everybody that subbed. I wasn't totally paying attention, but let me go back through. Fox33, Bakra again. Thanks for the 5 subs gifted. Mike Seeley, thanks for the gifted subs. Schmitty. Love that. Thanks for the 5 gifted. Much appreciated. Edgerin Flames, another Wisconsin boy. The finest. Love that.
Such good people up in here, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's look at this.
A lot of familiar names, good people.
Let's look at this last moment here. And I'll pull it up. Ooh, timeout. Temporary maintenance.
Yeah, what was that? I saw that too. What?
That's not cool, man.
What?
What's this, Judge? What's going on?
Look. Are they seeing us together and they're like, holy shit?
You're like, hold on.
Rake back. Let's go.
You're breaking everything.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Okay, I can't show it to you. I can't show it to you, but there's a Killian Hayes moment behind this. And that's the one that we're gonna give away.
Hey, look,
was it $70 or $79, something like that? I think it was 70.
Yeah, it was expensive. It's expensive. It's expensive.
Well,
man.
There was a good tweet out. John Boy Beats, shout out him. He tweeted. He was like tweet me where you're from, and I'll tell you if this trip to Summer League would have been EV plus. And Greg Murray, our guy, he tweeted San Diego, which admittedly would have been a very easy trip. Like if you were on the West Coast, you should have just, unless you had you've got kids and like you got other stuff to do, but like it seemed like it was beyond worth it. But he did like the math on it, and I'll admit though, John Boy, if you're listening, he quoted like a night at like the Circus Hotel. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're like at least
staying at the Cosmo.
We're staying at the Cosmo or like MGM at minimum or Bellagio or Caesars or something. Like we're not staying at Circus, but he broke it down like, and it was pretty funny. He was just like, EV plus like $700 or something.
I know you guys. I feel so left out of not being in Vegas. I have vowed to go to every Summer League from now on until the end of time.
I might have to.
I'm not missing another one.
It's so much fun. It's just like a million degrees, but it's a good, like I said, I didn't go to games, but I was there during it. And so you're rubbing elbows with, like, I was randomly in the elevator with Luis Scola because he was training for the Argentina national team because they were like playing games, I guess, getting ready for the Olympics because it was 2016, the last Summer Olympics. But I mean, you saw players all over the place. Like I remember, like the Grizzlies draft pick was like on the plane back. It was God, what was his name? He flamed out of the league. He was unfortunately not really good. But there's just a buzz about the city, and that's different than Vegas in general. Yeah, he looks incredible, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
Silver Fox.
Yeah, he like cut his hair and he's like ripped now. Like
he's like Hercules. He's like Hercules, dude.
He's on some incredible. Of that, like those commercials for like the testosterone shit where it's like, man, I'm 58. Also, I look great.
Chuck, can you tell me whether or not I should buy a Triple J debut? Is he gonna finally stop following people and stay healthy?
So
I can't handle it. I've broken so many things rostering him in DFS.
So the word on him. So like
he's still young. He's still super young.
He's younger than John Morant.
I know, it's
like,
crazy.
He's so the book on him is Chugs this financial man. The word on him is that they're looking at like right now, like do they extend him or not, like early and try to get a deal on him because he hasn't done anything to warrant like max player consideration. But if you're in Memphis, it's like we're not going to get like this like I say unicorn, but like nope, like he's like a 6'11", but he might even be 7 feet at this point, who can like actually hit threes.
He's growing. He's like Giannis.
Well, no, for real, because he's so freaking young, and he's like beyond. Like if you get him in an interview, like he's beyond endearing, like great, like he's exactly the kind of guy you want, like young dude in your locker room and like kind of representing the team and stuff. And so everybody's like off the court is like an A+. Like you're rooting for the kid like hell, but. Yeah, it's like you've only seen flashes and like everybody just kind of assumes like, oh yeah, it's John Jaren, and then who's going to be the third guy? And I'm like, I'm not so sure. Like Jaren is like a stud, like everybody's thinking, which is unfortunate. But I don't know. I think the main rub is like he got injured in the bubble or like right before the bubble. Like he played one game in the bubble and then got injured, and then he rehabbed for like super long or whatever. And then came back and like wasn't particularly good. And so I think people are saying now like this is like they're just trying to say draw a line in this past year for him, and just this next year will be kind of whether or not he's legit or not. I mean, all the tools are there. Hopefully he is getting better at sort of like defending. The problem with him is he's so big and doesn't rebound. Like that's his. That's his
issue. He plays 45 feet from the hoop though. If he played the 5, which again he's got to put on some. If he's got to put on some weight. But if they could get him to play the 5, I think now we're talking a little bit. But again, I'm not sure we have that yet.
Yeah, what'll end up happening, like the way the Grizzlies are set up now, is like Steven Adams will be the starting 5, and Jaren will play the 4, and they'll switch to like it's not really small ball. Like they'll switch to put Jaren at the 5, or honestly, they're probably going to bring in Xavier Tillman and say Xavier Tillman. Tillman is such a good, like just knows what to do. Yeah. Like doesn't fuck up. Can do like a little bit of everything. And he's undersized. Like he's only like 6'9", so he can't really bang with like big dudes on the boards. But he's a more productive rebounder than Jaren is. So like. I think that's kind of how they're going to roll. I think they're going to just let him or they hope Brandon Clark kind of like finds himself again. Cause like Brandon Clark was amazing his rookie year. And then just like his shot form, like got all fucked up and he just wasn't the same guy. And supposedly he had injury issues too. And like, so hopefully you just hope that like kind of health and just sort of like regression. I don't know if regression to the mean is the right word, but you know what I mean? Like last year was a weird year. You just hope that like, everybody kind of hits the reset button and can just like put their best punch into the season. So
it's like you said. I mean, the small market teams, man, like you don't get a lot of chances, right?
No.
That's why, like as a Bucks fan, I was like, holy shit, this may be if they don't win this year, I don't know if they'll win with Giannis. And like, you need all you need everything to go your way.
You can't waste the bullet. You can't waste the bullet. You know.
Yeah, I mean, no one's coming to Milwaukee now with Giannis. Maybe they would. Maybe. But I mean, like, it's hard. The small market is just So like, I've always been a Triple J fan. I'm rooting for him, man. But like,
I think I actually have his debut moment, that dunk. I think the like dinosaur step or whatever he does at the end of it is like hilarious. Like I don't know if you've like gone and seen it. Like he like takes a dude baseline and just like fucking crams it, and then does this weird like high step or whatever.
You're still talking about JJJ.
Yeah. Well, the moment I'm now talking about the moment itself, which is actually pretty cool because the moment does matter, people, and it will matter in the long term.
Should we give away another moment?
whatever, Plunge. We can give away whatever you want to give away, dude. I'm just gonna pour.
I went to pee
another precious pour of Blue Note.
This is how I do this, Judge. By the way,
joint, unfiltered and uncut.
Judge, are you someone who partakes in the beverage here and there?
I am not a big drinker.
Sure.
Back in the day, as my community knows, I did well, but I don't know. Now, lately, I'm not. I don't know. I feel like I've not been big on drinking, but on like special occasions, I bring out my Macallan. I'm a whiskey man.
Okay,
whiskey man.
That's
I don't like beer.
Scotch. That's high end Scotch.
Yeah, I don't like beer. I never like beer. I'm from Wisconsin. I hate beer and cheese. I'm weird. I'm weird.
No, you just don't like it. That's fine. Everybody.
But yeah, so I do. I like whiskey.
Thanks for the sub.
Enjoy whiskey. I like whiskey.
Yeah, that's me. I'm bourbon all the freaking way. I'm not a cat person though. Funny enough, even though like Cool Cats is kind of my thing, but
this is Binks. He's a shithead.
Binks.
All right, we're gonna give away this Killian Hayes. So thank you everybody again for the hype train. Much appreciated. Abana, I see you out there grinding in the streets. I hope you're not in London right now because that would mean it would like 4 a.m., which is way too early or late, depending on the way you look at it. So again, this is a $70 Killian Hayes moment. I'm gonna play the music again. For everybody that
you don't have to play the music. Me and Judge can talk hoops while you just stare blankly because you don't pay attention to basketball.
That may not have known again 10 times as much.
I didn't say
10
that.
times as much luck.
No, I said
you're a subscriber. Roto Radar. Oh, hey, buddy. Good to see you. I listened to the pod today. Yeah, Sean. I listened to the pod today. Episode 8. I was a couple days behind. I didn't have time. Great episode, by the way. Much appreciated. So we're gonna go ahead. We'll play it one more time. I just love the music. Caruso, and actually, I think he
shout out Caruso's missing loyalty.
I think he changed the name. He changed the name. All right, here we go. We're gonna roll it after this. Type Killian in the chat. Killian in the chat is what we're looking for. Killian, Killian is the keyword. Killian for this $70 summer 2021. And again, luck for subs. Lots of luck for subs. I don't care. I don't care. I have no sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry.
You guys ever think of adding some
Yeah, no way, you fucking asshole. You fucking asshole. You won.
Oh, the judge.
The judge won.
Look at that.
You're gonna have to give it away on your stream. You're gonna have to give it away on your stream like 7 days from now.
Honestly, I told you I love Killian Hayes. I mean,
that's fantastic.
Everything's working.
Rigged.
Now, I have two things to say to that. One, have you guys thought about putting a little freestyle in that intro? I'm digging the beats. A little freestyle, maybe something a little hot.
So what I was gonna say is that Plunge's kind of like catchphrase is I don't care. The best it's not even underrated, or it's probably underrated because people might not know enough. The best part of it is after he says I don't care, he says
freestyle over Judge.
I'm not freestyle. Well, Judge can freestyle, but I say
don't get me started.
I don't care. But then after that, he says, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's the best part of that whole catchphrase.
It is good.
And that's okay.
I may come up with some lyrics and spit them for you. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I may.
We gotta get that guy who was on the first Mint show who like won the rap battle or whatever. Be like, hey, give us some bars for that. Like he'd probably do it.
But also, let me just say this: I love Killian Hayes. I buy everything. I don't have any of these summer league moments.
You now have a Killian Hayes.
But no, I do not. Let's spin again.
You want to roll it again?
Spin it again. Spin it
again. You feel bad, don't you?
Jay Booz won again.
Yeah.
This dude's won like 4 times. Yeah.
Hey, so fun. Another funny thing.
So Judge, I just rolled it again. JBoost 33.
Boost.
And I don't know if you were here earlier, JBoost, but I just bought these literally on stream. So hit me up a week from now, Twitter or DM, and we'll get them. Thank you, Judge, for sending it back into the wild.
Judge, fun. A little side story. When Plunge was like first breaking out, sort of on the scene, like he would basically use a guest with LG and Phil on the First Mint show, and I was relatively anonymous at the time. Like I tweeted out I DM'd Plunge about like kind of like market analysis and stuff like that, and I tweeted out some stuff, and Plunge pulled up a couple of like charts that I had pulled up, like it was like serial curves or something, and he was like, this guy, like, he must be like a financial analyst or something, like Chugs or whatever, Chugs and Buds. Like, I don't know, like, but he's like really looking at things like differently or whatever. Like this was back like in like early February, like, or maybe even late January. Anyway, he does a giveaway. He does a giveaway for a moment, and I'm the winner. Like, and he's like
super sus.
He was like, dude, this is really bad. Like, I just like shouted out this guy and like I do a roll and he wins the first thing.
Exactly.
And it was a campaign Top Shot debut, and campaigns from Memphis. So like, there you go. I'm down. Like it was meant to be, man. But fun story.
So we're gonna do this again, Judge. By the way.
Yeah, 100%.
We're 100% gonna do it again.
Or we're gonna crash yours. You're gonna like invite us, and we're just gonna like show up for
whenever you need a compatriot, hit one of us up.
We'll wear matching jerseys. We'll be very proper.
I'll have my Triple J on. I'm ready.
There you go.
Let's go.
There you go. So the stream is the Top Shot portion of the stream is now
concluded.
Should we give one more moment away?
I mean,
I feel like we should give one.
I think we should ask the people. I don't know. They probably maybe they don't want.
Should we give one more? Hey, if we get another,
here's a giveaway. I'll give something away. I'll give something away, not random. It'll be a trivia thing, and I don't know if everybody's going to get this. This is like,
well, no. We got it. If we're going to do something, we need to get a hype train going.
Okay, we'll get a hype train, but I'll also throw in a sweetener.
Hold on, and we'll do the trivia sweetener. Let's figure out. Oh, it's Top Shot down. But I got to figure out what's in my collection. Hold on. I'm going to pull this off because I got to figure out. I think there's a good playoff moment that I can give away as well. So tell your story. Tell whatever you want.
Well, I was just going to say that if anyone knows the first nickname that I gave Plunge on Twitter, and I hashtagged it, so it could be identified by a hashtag. This is like, you had to be there. If you weren't around in like early February, there's no freaking way you're going to know this. But there was a time where I was talking about a challenge. These are hints. We were talking about a challenge and the cost of it. And Plunge commented that you could potentially buy something else instead of doing the challenge. And it was an item of significant worth. And I called Plunge the insert whatever that is, that king. If you know what that is, if you can recall that, I'll give away something. I don't know what, but I'll give away something. So yeah, just like fire it away in the chat if you know what it is. And you got to be somewhat specific.
I've seen a lot of Honda Civics. And then maybe a butt plug king. I don't think that was right.
It was more expensive than a butt plug. Butt plugs aren't that expensive.
Golden toilet king, the Fabergé A king, the Camry king.
It was during. I don't know which challenge. It might have been like the Steph Curry MGLE Series 1 challenge. Just to give you context, it was not the Trae Young like $100,000 challenge.
The Rolex king.
If you can.
It was with the big golden dick.
It was a hashtag something king. If you get it right, I'll give you something. But if it never gets figured out, then we'll save it for another time. But
we're gonna give.
Other than that, we do what we're doing already though. Like
so, I've got Seeing Stars. I was listening to First Mint before this. So if we get a hype train going, and we get all the way to level 5, I'll give away both of these: the Jokic and the Antetokounmpo. Okay. So we got to get a hype train all the way to level 5. So like we got to go. So $75 more or whatever, like $77 more moments. So if we get to that point, we will give both of those away. So again, and this is the end of the Top Shot portion, or this will be the end of the Top Shot portion of the stream. We are bringing on the founder of the Starfish NFT project. He's going to come on. We're going to talk about
Society.
That. I think so Starfish Society.
Yeah. And
then we're going to talk with the Monster Blocks guys, which I don't know if you saw that today. It was nuts. So Giannis and Jokic. So that's what we're going to go with. If we can get to the hype train, let me look at this, where we're at. Again, hype train. Yeah, it's subs, it's bits, it's nothing, or all those things. And if we can't, that's cool. That's fine too. The Starfish Butthole King, Parlor Boss. Yes, absolutely.
That was clearly
before I bounce off. I want to ask both you guys a final question.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
As you know, as my community knows, I'm not sure how much you guys know or not. Like, so again, like I get pretty riled up some strips on some shows, right? I'm pretty passionate. So like, one of the major things that we see, or that I think about Top Shot, and why we've had such a kind of a dark kind of period is not a basketball people on the platform, which I think will be coming. There's a lot of crypto people in the space, which maybe, again, not in the same reasons as me. I wanted to buy and collect, and I love the basketball, and then that's fine. But like, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Because I think that's a big reason that we took a fall. So like, in your thoughts, do you agree with that assessment? And also, I'm pretty hard on early adopters. I'm hard on them. But like, I understand if I would have bought in that early, I would have been selling some shit too, because how could you not? It's irresponsible not.
Right.
But so like, what in your guys' opinions would be a more kind of, now at the same time, I'm not going to let them off the hook, because I do believe that they did contribute to crashing the S1 market, right? All of the best moments that they've cornered the market every good moment. They have 40 Zion debuts. They have 30.
And they is relative, right?
And,
like it's
right. And I think
there's a handful of people. Yeah,
it's not good for a healthy ecosystem, right? On Top Shot, but like I still, it's very hard to come up with like intelligent solutions, right? And also a way to talk about it so people don't pick sides. So people don't. I'm not trying to create class warfare, right? I'm just trying to start dialogues on some of the issues that I feel just haven't really been addressed, right? And so I just want to get both your views, because I don't get to have a lot of these discussions. Most of them, I have them by myself, and they're not.
Sure.
I'm just talking.
Yeah, it's a one-sided thing. You're like Ryan Russillo of Top Shot. Two things. First thing, and I sort of, yeah, fair enough. I sort of hinted at this last night, and I didn't flesh out a point about it. And in talking with MBL in particular, who I am.
Boom, we got a winner, by the way.
Prime Rib King. There it is.
No. Cyanarch 43, Subaru King. Nailed it.
Not Cyanarch. Oh, my God.
I don't know who that is, but he nailed it. That's it.
He's a troll. But
we haven't hit. It doesn't matter though, because we haven't hit a hype train, so we're not giving anything away until we get some more stuff.
That was part of it, but he got it.
That was definitely part of it.
He got it though. That's it. Subaru. You said that you put a picture up of a Subaru, and you're like, decisions. Do we buy the Subaru or do we do the challenge? And I called you the Subaru King. So that's it.
It's a good name. So, good name.
I have two thoughts about this. First thought is, there. And we've talked about this at length with MBL in particular, and I disagree with him in a lot of ways on this. Top Shot started as an NFT project.
Right.
And it will always have that genesis. It would not, absolutely would not have taken off unless it was an NFT crowd and a crypto native crowd that started it. Because you could have put, let's say it was 1,000 regular Joe basketball NBA fans in general into the hopper, and they wouldn't have gotten it, because so much of the early stuff in conversations with Wades and conversations with the MBL and conversations with Dottie and conversations with Carlini, a lot of other people that I've been like privileged to be able to like speak with and make connections with, a lot of the early day stuff that we don't have context for because we weren't here. Like it grew and it flourished because those people all understood and knew and were native to this style of project, in that like, hey, there are things, we buy them, we exchange, there's a healthy like relationship between me, me trading you this for that and all of these things. And if you didn't have that context, like it would have been a failed beta, right? Or failed alpha or whatever, like the super closed beta. It would have been failed if people weren't crypto native. So they had to find, I think, at the outset, hopefully a cross section of NFT people and people that are into NFTs and also like basketball. And I will say this, Judge, of the people that are still around and are still super active and still in a lot of the mods, for example, in the Discord, like a lot of them are huge fucking basketball fans. They're huge basketball fans. iRacer, huge basketball fan. Wade's huge basketball fan. MBL, huge basketball fan. Andy, huge basketball fan. Jack Settlement, huge basketball fan. Like he wasn't in the closed beta, but like a lot of these people that like, yes, they also had other NFT experience, like huge basketball fans. And that's why they're still around. Veerman, Libre, like all of those people that you might think like, oh man, they were here early, they got fucking lucky, they're NFT people, right? Huge basketball fans. And then the visible ones are the huge basketball fans. It's not the people that are just here like sloughing things off. So I think it's really important. Glorious too, another great example, Roto Raider, like Glorious, like huge basketball fans. And that's why they kept going with it. That's why they didn't just like sell everything off and move to the next thing. They still have a big bag in a lot of ways. And to your point, they do control a huge component of the market, right? In particular with S1 moments, just because they were here when they were released and they were $1 or they were $2. So we're never going to get away from that. I think the dynamic that is created is a really interesting one, in that there are like the concept of haves and haves nots. Like it's not a class warfare thing necessarily, but when it's, I didn't have what you had, I am a bigger basketball fan than you, or I care more about this than you do, or whatever those things are, and you still dictate and drive the product, and you have a bigger seat at the table, or like a more influential seat at the table. Like it's hard to square those two things up. And I've even had beef with, a handful of older OG people, because like the way that I handle things are a little bit different. Right. And it's notwithstanding that, like, it seems like it's sometimes hard when, hey, if I just got a little luckier, if I was here a little bit earlier, if I was whatever those things are for the future. And to your question about like, what does this mean for us longer term? Where do we see this going? I think it's going to be very curious that, like, I don't know that we're going to convert like a ton of crazy basketball fans into day traders of NFTs. Like, I think we're going to get people that will come and participate when there are drops and participate when there are challenges. But like, I don't think that we're going to see a massive influx of brand new people that happen to also like that. There's just an untapped market of like people that are super interested in day trading crypto assets.
No, that window's already passed.
I think that window is passed. So, yeah. So there will still be a huge demand.
It's for the better.
I think there will still be a huge demand for this stuff, and we still haven't tapped a bunch of other markets. But like, I think we're still early in it. I don't know who said that. It looks like Easy Namex, right? Like, we're still early, but we're not early for the people that will be like crazy, super crazy nuts active in terms of like flipping this stuff and thinking about it in one way. There will be a lot more people that care to collect and maybe not participate in the marketplace as much, or maybe not do as many challenges, or maybe not do as much flipping or whatever, that they will like to have those things in the same way that people hang pennants on their wall. But I don't know that we're tapped out of the people that care about doing this day trading stuff, but like, I don't see a massive influx of that type of user.
I think that the way that they would, that kind of user would appear, and I think it would be in a good way, honestly, it'd be more of a basketball user versus like a day trader type thing, is if you did what, again, we've shouted out MBL a bunch of times. Like, I honestly align with him a lot on stuff. The idea that they could incorporate, that Top Shot could incorporate things where being a savvy fan of basketball actually could pay, so to say. In other words,
hardcore
create
daily
a thing.
fantasy.
Well, not even that though. Like on a less, like on a more approachable level. What if you could create a showcase of who you think is going to be the starting five of the All-Star team, in October and it's snapshotted. And if you're right, you're rewarded with something. Or you have you have an MVP pick and you're snapshotted on who you have, and you have to hold that player through the season. And if you're right at the end of it, something happens, or a team set. And if they win the finals, something happens. I think those are the better like trader type applications that like that's the route I would go. Like link it to the game more so than like market dynamics and like who can kind of like outsmart like what's too cheap or what's too rich. Bring it back to the game. I think that is a much more palatable way to sort of like, I don't want to say juice the market, but sort of like put juice in the market, frankly, like, or just in the product in general. Like that makes it way more interesting. That makes it way more fun. That makes guys like NBL, that gasses up guys like NBL about it. I know that, like I'm on good authority, just knowing him, like that gasses him up. That gasses guys like Greg Murray up on it. That gasses guys like Taylor Stein up on it, who are good friends of ours. Like people who really like basketball, that makes it to where it's not just necessarily about like money. It's about like being right and like making a good call in sports. Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to like, you're at that barroom debate and like you want to be right, and like this is a way to where you can like objectively be deemed right and like rewarded in some way for it. And it doesn't have to be a monetary reward. It could be like, if I could say like John Morant's gonna, well, he wouldn't be the comeback player of the year, but whatever, hypothetically, if I was going to say like, or I'd say Jaren Jackson's gonna be the comeback player of the year and I get it right, and they'll freaking airdrop me a Jaren Jackson jersey if I'm right or whatever, like everyone who picked that and they're correct, like those are applications that, and I'd have to like own a Jaren Jackson moment, you know, in order to
the gamification of it.
Yeah, like there's so many there's so many ways to apply it that bring it back to the game that can make it so much more fun. And that there are fans, like there's only, you know, what, 10 there's you look at like unique owners of various NFT projects. Like let's say there's 10,000 people who are like very active in like the NFT trading community. Okay, that's 10,000 people. There's like over 100 million people that are like down with the NBA who would be like, hey, I pay $7 for
how many people played DFS?
Well,
like,
yeah, that too. But it's like, hey, I think Kyrie is going to be like all NBA. If I like am holding his moment and I'm right on that, and like I have it throughout the whole year, like I'll get something. I don't know what it would be, but like there are people who will play that game. There are like tens and tens of millions of people who would play that game more than like playing the like day trader game. Yeah. And so that, like, to me, that's the route that you need to be, that they ought to go. And that's that, like, I don't want to take full credit for it, but like NBL's brought it up before, probably on Club Top Shot. He's brought it up to us behind the scenes. Like that's the route that I've always liked. Like, I mean, I was saying that months ago.
And Judge, I want to hear your take on this too. Like that, let's finish out our Top Shot conversation with how you feel about this. Cause I know that like, I'm curious to see where your head's at.
I mean, part of it is just like when you hear Chubbs talking, right? And it's like, this is what's so cool. It's like, we can actually do all that.
It's possible.
Like,
it's possible.
That's all.
It's not hard. Like, this isn't hard.
Not only is it possible, it's pretty easy for them to do something like that. And that's like just scratching the surface. And like, I just think like, when I think about the possibilities, literally we could just talk for days on the different aspects of different utilities and different ways that could bring excitement back. And to get, again, I'm really curious to see how I think Top Shot's got to be smart about it. They gotta market and kind of go after. I do hope they go after more of the basketball demographic. That's kind of what I'm curious to see, because like you said, it's an NFT product, but it's so much different than looking at a gutter cat or
a ape or
right.
One question that I have though, so just in general, like how many basketball fans are like cardboard, trading card collectors? So the subset is a little different, right?
But I think it's more approachable than that, because we're in a digital world now. Like I agree. Like there's 12-year-olds out there who like probably never fucking have seen a basketball card before, but they'd totally be down for buying a moment.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious, like with like attacking, or not attacking, but like trying to activate some of those basketball fans, like beyond in arena stuff. Like, what do you see being useful? What do you see like as the next pace for that?
One thing that really does concern me, it's so not diverse, right? I don't like the platform. You can just tell. Look at it's all. I'm white, but it's all
a bunch of white guys talking about basketball.
I want to see a diverse platform. I want to see us reaching out like to like YMCA's and like going to places in the inner cities and going to all these spots where we got basketball fans because they're everywhere. And it's a product that's so global. I think this would resonate with just so many people, but also I think we will have to educate people a little bit about the NFT space. I think we got a lot of work to do. I think we have a lot of work to do, like on so many different angles. And this is why I'm so excited to be in this space because I think it's going to be a tough task, right? Oh, NFTs on that's too confusing. Yeah. MetaMask or the Flow, you're on the Flow blockchain, but ultimately I think Top Shot done and Dapper, the website's great. The functionality is so user friendly. There's none of this gas war nonsense. And I think if we can educate people and get this into the hands of true fans, if we can get kiosks at every arena,
I agree with you.
Jumbotron. I mean, I really do think that the future is so bright here. And it's just going to be so much fun to get to witness all of this in real time, right? To watch, to see them unleash new forms of utility. And we're, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. Or I knew that was coming. And I think they got so much talent and creativity over there. I just think that, again, right now the possibilities are endless, and it's just gonna be so cool to see kind of go on this journey.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, and I think the leg in there, or like the Nine Lives Lounge in particular, like we have a big avenue in,
right?
Like, and the conversation, Dumbo is a saint in a lot of ways, but
love that freaking guy.
There's a lot of stuff that, like, feedback wise, Twitter is wonderful for what it is, but it's an echo chamber in a lot of ways, and things fall on deaf ears too. But like, we have a leg in, or a word in, or an arm in, or whatever else.
They care about what we say.
They care about what we have to say. All right, we're gonna give away. We didn't hit Hype Train or anything, but we're gonna give. I guess we'll give the Jokic away if there happens to be a Hype Train that started while we're doing this. So JOKIC.
Are we still under maintenance?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But
I need to give away something to the Subaru King guy.
We'll figure that out. So JOKIC. That's the last thing that we're going to end with Top Shop. JOKIC is the giveaway, and this will be for the Jokic Seeing Stars. I think it's like $26 on the market right now. Again, Hype Train means we're getting the Giannis. There's $50 more. Subscribers, significantly better luck. Significantly better luck. Like tenfold, literally 10 times as lucky.
Super lucky.
So Jokic, that's what you got to type. Judge, you can't win this one again. Should we play that intro one more time? I love the music. I don't care. I don't care. No sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry. All right, let's roll it. Who do we get? Johnny P 7474.
Well done.
Johnny P.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Not a sub. Not a subscriber.
I just want to ask. That is great, newcomer. I just want to ask.
Love it.
So
welcome.
I did a thing. I went to Best Buy and I got
before you do that, Johnny P 7474. You got to find me on Twitter or on Discord. DM me your Top Shot username. I think this one I can give away. I don't think I pulled this out of the Nine Lives Lounge pack, but if I did, thanks for subbing. Much appreciated. So hit me in Twitter or in Discord with your Top Shot username, and I will send that to you as soon as I'm able. Much appreciated. Thanks, man. Go ahead, Jeff.
Very good, Plunge. I did a thing where I went to Best Buy and I got one of these like little like mics, and I'm using it currently. Does it like chat? Does it sound any better?
You sound awful. I didn't want to bring it up.
No, you sound much better.
The whole show, you sound like ass. I mean, it's horrible.
For real.
Fun sounds great.
You're good. You're good, dude. It's way better than it was.
No.
I think it sounded great, but
does it sound good?
I think it sounded great.
Okay,
yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's very
okay.
Clearly not your
Weisberg's honest. He says
lighting's terrible.
Better than usual. So that's all I care about.
Well,
Lighting bad.
Judge,
I
we're gonna shift gears.
Yeah, we're
gonna shift gears.
Colors.
Yeah, I just want to say again, thanks so much for having me on. I had a blast. And
yeah,
like,
it's fun, man.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have you guys, both of you, on my stream.
Yeah,
and we keep doing this because like I just think it's super important, and also like I think it's important like to keep like people need to. I know even when the accounts can be down, it's still so much fun, right? We still can have a lot of fun with Top Shot, and I still also think that we can have some like intelligent discussions and have fun, right? Like you can do both those things. And again, I just wanted to say thanks to both you guys for having me on. This was honestly, I had a great time.
Pleasure meeting you, by the way. We hadn't even met before.
We've never met, and I feel like I love you. I honestly, I love you. I want to give you a hug.
We're getting a beer. Yeah, we're getting a beer next.
I want to come to Memphis.
Come get ribs, man. I'll show you around.
So I'm gonna post. So for everybody else, that if you're not subbed or you don't follow the Judge, I'm gonna post his Twitch stream in the chat. Anything else you want to plug?
No, I mean, again, just my Twitter should be Daniel. It's my Twitter should be D Courtroom or the Judge. It's not. I'm an idiot. It's at Daniel A Green 1, and my Twitch is just DG Courtroom. And we have a Discord. Again, like most people these days, and it's just again our community. We love hoops. We love Top Shot. We're every fucking day we're doing it, even when the market's down, up,
down.
It's just we love it, and we want to see the product succeed. But also we have a lot of fun. Plunge has you think that we're all negative, but we have a ton of fun.
Plunge, we can be such a D, man. Gee,
dude, I know. I've never felt. I don't think I've felt worse in the last 5 years, and I feel. Anyway, I don't need. It's not about me.
Honestly,
it's fine. You hashed it out.
We're all good. We're good. And again, I thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun. It really was.
All right, man. Hey, well,
thanks, guys.
Are you gonna stick around? You're heading out.
I'm gonna bounce. I got my own community. They're pissed off because I said I'm streaming at like an hour ago, but I was like, no, for the Plunge and Chugs, I stay.
There you go. Head out.
You're a saint.
If anybody wants to keep talking Top Shot, head over to the Judge's stream. I just posted the thing in the chat. For anybody else who wants to touch other NFTs, we will stick around. Judge, thanks so much for coming.
So what's this NFT that you're going to talk about now? Because I'm going to buy one. What is it?
StarfishNFT.com is the first one.
Elevated.
We brought him in. Yeah.
What's up, Judge? And again, if this goes bad, I'm going to blame both of you guys. And the creator. I'm coming after
StarfishNFT.com, right?
I'm buying one. All right, guys. Yeah. Thanks.
All right, man. Hey, see you later,
thanks, guys.
Hey, so what should we refer you as? Like
elevated, right?
Let's go elevated.
Elevated. All right.
Yeah.
And so elevated. I've been DMing you, recently. You had kind of you had reached out. You were starting a project, and you had reached out to I think Plunge also and I, and Plunge had retweeted a tweet of y'all's, and he's like, my daughter really thinks this is adorable. Basically, awesome. And I'll pull up. I'll
throw it up on the screen.
Well, I was going to share my screen where I've minted 4 actually, and I was going to show what these look like unless you've already got yours up. But let's see, where are we at? There we go.
I have to. Full disclosure, I didn't mint earlier because I was busy and gas.
Gas is crazy. I've actually got 4. These are the little fuckers here, little starfishies.
Oh, I like the Viking hat guy on the
absolutely no excuses right now. Gas is at like 35.
All right, I'm gonna go buy
there we go. So elevated. I would like to give you the floor. Just sort of, what's your project? You've told me kind of your story, and I've gotten to know you a little bit. And I really, in NFT world, like everything's sort of anonymous, and you don't really know who you're talking to fully. But like, I've gotten to know you pretty well. My current OpenSea profile pic is actually a SupDuck that I bought from you, that you graciously sold to me below market, not like crazy below market. It wasn't like you gave it to me or anything, but sold it to me below market. And like you were just a very, very, very nice person, very genuine person. And so for that, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. But what's the story with your project? And tell the people about it, because I'm pretty sure there's still, plenty starfish out there to go. It's sort of that it's in that kind of cute, kind of not aggressive. Like, yeah, it's very approachable. There's a lot of
it's not aggressive. It's not aggressive.
Yeah, there's a lot of art out there that can be good and can be like high art, but it's very hard to kind of like wrap your head around. You're like, what the hell is this? And this is more like fun and sort of sweet. And so with that, I'll just like give you the floor. What's the genesis of the project? Like what's the mission? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Starfish Society is a collection of 7,777 starfish on the blockchain. So my dad has been an artist for 35 years. And yeah, he hasn't sold any of his work ever, which is kind of crazy. And this is kind of the first thing where he's actually started selling his work.
Can I hate to interrupt you, but what does that mean? So he's been an artist like just as a passion project and passion
kind of just on the side. Yeah, so he's an engineer full time and he just does this as a passion project. But yeah, I mean, eventually he wants to do this full time. So this is kind of the route to that, I think. But yeah, my background is in e-commerce. His background is in engineering, obviously. So we're really trying to bring physical to the NFT world, which hasn't really happened for the most part. I mean, Bored Apes have sold, apparel and stuff, but for the most part, I mean, people are just selling JPEGs with like no real utility behind it. So, yeah, I mean, with physical, we're attempting to kind of get into the collectible market as well as retail. So, yeah, just putting a ton of utility behind this. And even kind of making the starfish a mint pass for my dad's future work. So like you would have to hold a starfish to access future artwork that he drops. So that's kind of the goal, just like, continuing to add utility month after month to the starfish.
And so has your dad been a kind of like, I mean, with the art here, has he been essentially a cartoonist of sorts, over the years, and he's just never really kind of put his work out there, and this is sort of the first iteration of that? And what can you expand on that, I guess? Like how did this truly kind of like come to be or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of, always done this, on the side. So he actually built a car when he was 18. And it's, it pretty much looks like a Ferrari. He was like the youngest person to ever do this at his time, which was like 30 years ago, but still really crazy. And he's done this on the side for, like I said, 35 years. And I've been in the NFT space. I mean, I've been in the crypto space since 2017.
Yeah.
And I'm just like so enamored by it. And I mean, I've kind of been entrepreneurial for really like all my life since I was 16. So I just love NFTs, and I thought this would be just the perfect, kind of the perfect storm with him being an artist and me just being entrepreneurial and loving NFTs. So yeah, it just kind of worked out and was the perfect storm. And we're really trying to be different than these other PFP projects. I mean, there's definitely some solid ones out there. You got Bored Apes, you got Gutter Cats, you got Cool Cats, even Subducks. I mean, some of these other projects, but we're trying to be a little bit different than those projects.
Well, I got to be honest, like and somebody mentioned in the chat, and Plum just tweeted, it's 0.03 to mint. To me, like, narrative value, and I've joked like hashtag narrative value, like that's always a big thing behind a lot of these projects. And a lot of times the markets, say the market or like projects are released, there's so many coming out and there's so much going on that you kind of just like go by an aesthetic, or you go by like what your friend said, like, hey, you should be buying this. And there's no real like narrative behind it. Like, it's just, you should be getting into this. And obviously I'm not going to like name names of projects or whatever, but like we've seen situations where like things aren't always as what they seem or whatever. And kind of a genuine sort of backstory or genesis or any of that, it can be endearing, but also sort of validating to a project. And in talking with you, privately, I've kind of found that you've got sort of a more validating story than others. And that's not to say that there's a great story behind a lot of these. I mean, hell, we could probably interview a dozen, dozens of projects that have great stories behind them. I recently got that subduct from you, and I've read about kind of their backstory, and like, it's really cool. And this isn't necessarily like a fly by night kind of idea or whatever. With you, like, to the extent that you're comfortable or whatever, because I know you've said like this has been a big thing, like with you and your dad. Like, what has that been like, sort of like working with your dad? Like, I've never, my dad's a doctor. I would never really kind of like work with him in a professional, professional sense. Like, I'd never really like cross paths with him in that kind of way. Like, I feel like that's a unique thing that not everybody really gets to do. Like, what has that been like for you guys? Like, did you, how did you come to him with this? And like, how was he like warm to this at first, or was he kind of nervous about it? Like, I would think an artist mindset, maybe you're kind of like, I just like doing this and I don't necessarily care if anybody sees it. Like, this is just my own passion. Like, what was, I guess, take us through that. If again, you're, to the extent that you're comfortable talking about it, and all, but like, how did that kind of come to be and sort of, become what it is now?
Yeah. I mean, he's always been so supportive. Honestly, he didn't even want to be paid for this project. He just kind of wanted to help me. But I mean, obviously I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to pay him, of course, because he deserves it. But yeah, I mean, I just FaceTimed him one night and I'm like, hey Dad, like, let's do this. And I just kind of laid out my plan for it. And I mean, Starfish is kind of random.
I was going to ask, I was like, why Starfish?
Yeah. I mean, that
sort of know why
it's kind of random. Like, you kind of,
for it.
Yeah, you kind of have to, go with something. But yeah, I really want to move to Hawaii. I love the tropics. I love palm
trees. Shout out Lil Max, by the way. Anyway, yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So I just love, the sea. I love the ocean. I love islands, that's just kind of my thing. But yeah, that's kind of where it started. I just FaceTimed him one night and he was all for it. And we actually started that night. And I mean, the artwork definitely took some time, but yeah, I mean, this has been definitely months in the making.
And so he drew everything, right? I mean, all of these, traits, iterations, like he drew everything. And then you've got I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, because I know your dev Pip is probably the one who kind of like knows the guts of it a little more. But I mean, is it one of those things where the traits are sort of, you don't know what's actually getting minted until it's minted, or is it,
is it a reveal situation?
Yeah, is it a reveal? Is it an instant reveal kind of deal?
Yeah, it's an instant reveal. Yeah, and he drew everything by hand, so nothing was obviously computer generated. It was all by him. No other artist had a hand in it. So I just think that's kind of cool. How, yeah, everything you see there, everything on the Starfish is him, and he really didn't draw any inspiration from anywhere either. Like you said, Chugs, I don't want to name names either, but a lot of these PFP projects have the same traits, and they all kind of look the same.
Why don't you have laser eyes? Like, come on.
Yeah,
like, I'm just fucking around, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, every project has laser eyes. Every project has, crowns and stuff. We have crowns too. I can't say that, but everything is kind of the same.
So what is kind of like the path going forward? I mean, I look at the look at the roadmap that, you know, is sort of the customary thing for most projects. You know, you kind of say, hey, this is kind of what we're planning on doing. You know, I know in your Discord you weren't really given too many details. Is there anything? I mean, one of the big things that you were saying, because you've got kind of this e-commerce background, is sort of bringing this to real life. Like, am I gonna, like, I got 4 starfish. Like, am I gonna get like a golf? Am I gonna be able to make or buy like a golf polo or something from, you know, from Peter Millar or something like soon? Like, what's going on here? I see partnerships with a clothing line and stuff. Like,
yeah, I was sort of curious about that, like,
because
so
I'm
you
intrigued on that. So
yeah, you sort of mentioned the difference, and I've seen, like, okay, so BAYC is a good example, and your PFP right now is a BAYC. One of our guys, Caruso, who did all the music for the show, like, he just got a big shipment of Wicked Cranium stuff. Yeah. I know that there's like a handful of other PFP projects that are sort of doing the merch avenue, or at least using that as a piece of utility. Can you shed any more light on, like, what is the merch stuff going to look like?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's going to be loungewear, so it's going to be, I mean, I'm biased, but cooler than Peter Millar.
I just threw that
depends
out.
on if you're a golfer. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. Totally. Can you shed on any light on which clothing line specifically?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is check out elvtd.com. Okay. That's all. That's really all I can say.
Okay.
I can't give any other information.
Let's just. I just went. I need a password.
Shopify storefront.
I'm gonna have to.
E-commerce guy. Hey, here it is. Here it is. This is the gateway to the e-commerce site.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to.
So is that your background, like in terms of like e-commerce storefronts?
Yep. I've done e-commerce for 7 years now. So yeah, I've done multiple successful projects, but really, this is definitely one of my focuses right now.
Okay.
Nice. And are you you're in the States, right?
Yep. Yeah, so I'm in Tennessee, originally from Wisconsin.
Hey!
Where in Wisconsin?
He's in Tennessee, but he's from Wisconsin. This is like a double. This is a double dipper right here.
I'm from Madison, Wisconsin.
So I live in Madison.
You're living there too.
And I'm in Tennessee now. Good.
That's dope.
DM me where you went to high school.
Yeah, man, I will.
I need to know. I don't want to dox you too much, but So with this, I think a couple of people in the chat, I'm not sure if you can see the chat at the same time. So you said something earlier about how this is not just another PFP project. Other than the traits, like traits being not laserized, traits not being Bitcoin, traits not being Ethereum cheek or whatever those things are, like, how do you see this as being different than the other PFP projects? Whether, you don't need to name names, but like, how is this different?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the artwork, it's not really different. I mean, we definitely have cool guy vibes. I mean, each project kind of has their own vibe.
Thick lines,
right.
Thick black lines, yeah. Very, very solid. But go on.
Yeah. I mean, you can only get so creative as far as artwork goes, but I think it's the utility behind it that really matters.
Okay.
So this partnership with the luxury clothing line, like, that's a huge thing. I mean, we have airdrops coming up. We have physical starfish really already in the works. So,
yeah, I think I saw something about, like, from a collectible perspective. When you say physical starfish, I assume you mean like I can put it on my desktop. Like, I have a baby Yoda, exactly. But like
exactly, yeah. I mean, think like super plastic.
You have the luxury line, or you have those things, like, I don't want you to like break too much, but I mean, you have those sort of in the bag, so to say.
Yeah, these are 100% locked in. We just haven't announced it yet. So
very, very good.
Physical's locked in, partnership with the clothing line's locked in, airdrops are locked in. I mean, Mint Pass is obviously locked in, so everything is locked in, everything is done. It's just these things have to sell out. Yeah.
So you're leveraging sort of your e-commerce background. And then also the fact that your dad, obviously like an artist, the fact that ownership in this is a gateway to access to other art going forward, which, is obviously cool. Everybody likes an airdrop and everybody likes being able to I mean, that's sort of to me like the gateway to, you know, the main thing with NFTs in general is that you can be kind of invested in a project or an artist, and that artist can instantly like verify who are my supporters and reward them for said support. So because it's all, you know, on chain. So that's really cool. That you're kind of hitting it two different ways. But you know, it's one of those things where from a business side of things, or, you know, how are you sort of viewing or taking the whole, like, I mean, the fact that, like, let's just be real, like it's hard to mint with gas being, you know, as crazy as it is that just sort of you kind of like have to take it as sort of like a business risk, and like it is what it is. And because I know you've always told me, you're like, look, I don't want to be like some hype project that, you know, sells out in 5 minutes, and like that's the only thing I can really like speak to on my project. What's kind of what's your vibe on that, I guess, in terms of, you know, just the reality of like, so like I know for a fact, like I've been DM'd by several people who are like, oh, I want to mint, but like gas is like crazy right now. You've been in crypto a lot longer than I have, or Plunge has. What is your kind of like take on that? If you got any thoughts there to tell everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, the Ethereum blockchain, I mean, it's really here to stay. I see Abana talking about Polygon layer 2. I mean, that's definitely been something that I've thought about. But, you know, everybody is minting on Ethereum, so I think at this point we can't really move to any other blockchain, because I mean, we could do Wax, you know, we could do Flow, but really all of these kinds of projects are on Ethereum. So yeah, I mean, gas is kind of just, you know, you can't really get away from that. You know, even at 3 a.m. like Eastern time here in the US, gas is like 30, 40 Gwei. So you really can't get away from it. But yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, aside from that, gas is kind of just like going to be a thing until Ethereum, you know, figures its stuff out, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't blame you. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where you're kind of in a spot where you need to balance sort of like exposure versus you know, like, I don't want to say practicality, but like you said, you could pick other chains, but like but Ethereum is kind of where everybody is, and where it's easy to sort of like get in and get involved in something. So you know, I definitely don't, you know, necessarily blame you or fault you for that. I mean, sure. Like you said, everybody would be on Ethereum, but
I just minted. Oh, go ahead.
Were you able to mint? You were able to mint a couple?
I was able to mint.
Why don't you show some? Can
you pull up?
Yeah, I can
go to OpenSea.
I can go to Plunge, Father.
Yeah,
we're gonna see all.
We should just give one away.
We're gonna see all of the fancy shit that Plunge gets sent to him.
Yeah, we got you, Anna. We see you.
Hold on.
Yeah, so we'll give one of these away. You get to pick, Elevated, which one we're giving away.
All right. I'll give one away too.
Okay, we'll do 2.
All right, we'll do two giveaways.
So I don't know which is which. I went on.
Look at Plunge.
I went on a little bit of a. Forget
now, yeah, you bought all the Plunge ones.
I may or may not have gone a little ham.
Well, you also are you're big into the Yodas, the little like Sentis.
I fucking love these things. These little Sentis.
You have a Supduck? I didn't know you had a Supduck.
Yeah, Alan sent it to me. So
that's right.
I don't know if you remember the story, but Alan Falcon from Top Shot, I sent him a cool cat when it was only 0.02. And I was like, hey, I know you're a big CryptoKitties guy. I appreciate your friendship. Yeah. Here's a cool cat. And I sent him one that I had minted at 0.02.
I'm trying to.
And it's now worth, what's the floor on them? Like 1.3. So I think he felt bad, and he sent me a Supduck, and he's like, this is a guy that I really like the art for. Anyway, long story short.
There we are.
Yeah, so here are all of mine.
We got several of them.
What do I get?
We get some cool
I
ones.
haven't even looked at like are any of them
they-
rare? Are they cool? Like I kind of like the one. So the one that's got like the closed eyes and the top hat and like sort of the
this
rock
guy.
tattoo. I kind of like
This
that.
guy.
Yeah.
This guy
Yeah.
with the Samoan.
Yeah.
I like that shell phone. Guy with
This
the top
guy's
hat.
got the shell phone.
The shell phone.
Instead of a cell phone, it's a shell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Banana.
that rainbow trout there on the left is pretty
I
rare.
like that. I like that as well. Very
So
cool.
which one you wanna
Which
which
one are we
one you
giving
wanna do? Which one?
Let's go.
We'll
go
let
rainbow
Elevated
trout.
pick it. Rainbow trout. All right.
We're doing this one. All right. So what are we gonna say? We're gonna do a Nightbot. Again, what's the keyword? Starfish. Starfish sounds good. So starfish. Is the keyword? Let's type. Yeah, there will be rarities, I think, as well. Abana. There's like trait percentages and stuff. I think I saw. So starfish.
Yeah, Elevated. Are you planning on? I mean, I would assume at least at a certain point you'd plan on getting on like rarity tools or
Yep.
Rarity
sniper or anything like that, right? I mean,
Yep. Yeah, as soon as we sell
Yes.
out, we'll jump on rarity tools.
yeah.
Starfish it is. Starfish. Here we go. And again, tons of subscriber luck. I feel like this is the rarest one that I got, but we're gonna give it away anyway.
It's got a balloon. It's got trunks. It's got the rainbow
I paid
trout.
0.03 for it. What's 0.03 right now? I don't even know.
$90.
$90, $100. This is $100. We're giving away a lot of money tonight.
We're doing
I'm feeling
good.
pretty liquid.
Plunge is a saint and a scholar. Without a doubt.
pretty
So-
liquid.
Elevated. I mean, you're also like you're a Top Shot guy, right?
Somewhat.
Or are you more an NFT guy that
Yeah,
happened to like
definitely-
find himself in the top?
Definitely bigger in Ethereum NFTs, but I do have my fair share of Top Shots.
And you're Bucks. You're like Bucks are your favorite
Yeah.
team on Top Shot. Have you been very active in it, or have you kind of like you jumped in and then you've kind of like
Man, I haven't.
backed out?
I haven't. I mean, I think I bought a Chris Middleton after the championship, and that was like my first purchase in the past like 3 months.
There you go. All right, here we go. We're gonna roll it.
You run it.
Debo 11221. What do you think that means? 11221. Debo. What is your number? What are the numbers after your name?
Yeah, because it's 5, not 6. It's very weird.
11221.
Very strange. I don't
21.
understand it. 11/2/21. That's November 2nd,
November 22nd.
2021.
01, maybe?
Wait, that makes no sense.
I like
I don't-
numbers.
I don't
Very
understand
helpful.
it.
Very helpful, Debo. Okay, Debo,
don't-
your job. You need to send me in Twitter or in Discord. You need to send me that you won the Starfish, and you need to send me your ETH address. I need your wallet ID. So that's your job, is to send me that, and then I will send that to you either later tonight if I remember, and I haven't had too many of these, or I will send it to you tomorrow when gas isn't.
This
hard.
guy.
This guy. All right, and Elevated. You said you. I think we should walk it off with the giveaway from with yours,
from you
Totally.
directly. What do
and
we?
then we'll bring on the other folks. So CST and Gossip, we'll have you guys on in like 3-4 minutes.
Is there a is there a way we could preview what you're giving away, or do you want
Yeah,
to just?
I can shoot a link in the private chat here.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, send it and we'll
Yeah.
full send and we'll
Yeah,
put it up.
let me pull something rare up.
Ooh,
What do we got here?
you're gonna do a nice golden one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Nice. Or something.
Let's see here.
I don't want to hold you to it. Something good. Something special.
We'll go
I
with
want to
this
know
guy.
what this luxury brand is. I'm serious. Like it keeps bugging me because I hear like luxury and I'm thinking like, are we talking like like Dolce and Gabbana starfish? Or are we talking like Nike starfish? Are we talking like I don't know. I'm like
You're gonna have
I'm
to find out.
I'm very intrigued, and I'm not expecting you to drop that bomb.
I am.
now, but
Go for it.
yeah. I mean, you could totally do it.
You
I
want
mean,
to sell more than 615 of these things? Tell people what you're going to sell.
actually be it would be not the worst thing if you did, but that's what I'm most
Juicy.
interested
Can I get some
in.
juicy sweats?
You're gonna have to stay tuned.
Stay tuned until
here we
October 1st.
Yep.
Okay,
1st.
so hold for
Or until sellout.
sellout. Oh, okay.
Let's
So once it
let's
sells
get-
out or October 1st.
let's get these
All right, here
starfishies
you go.
done. So we got some J's. We got some J's on that.
Ooh, Virgil
Hold
Abloh,
on,
that'd be
hold
nice.
on. Here we go.
Off-white.
There we
There you
are.
go.
Little J's,
Ooh.
little diamond,
It's a little condom
beanie
hat. I like that.
little shell phone, talking to his bay, his little blue shell bay right there.
Oh,
I like it. So we're giving this one away. What's the code word? What's the code word? Elevated. What are we?
Let's
what
go
are we doing?
elevated.
Elevated. Spell it right, guys. Don't be an idiot. Just spell it right.
sorry. Hold on. Let me put it in there. Cancel ELVTD, right?
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
That is the ELVTD. Well, let's play the music. Might as well.
Yeah. Let's
Living
do it.
room.
Let's do it.
I don't care. I don't care. No sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry. And we roll 17 Kula is the winner.
I know that name. I've seen it before. Well done. Winner. Starfish
chicken
dinner. Very nice.
All right. So,
Well,
17 Kula, your job again. Send me your wallet address. I will pass it along to Elevated. Any other final thoughts, Elevated, before we let you go and we bring on the Monster Blocks guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, you can follow us at Starfish NFT on Twitter, and you
Let
can.
me post that in the chat for everybody. Hold on. Let me do
Yeah.
that. Oh, that wasn't right. What did I do?
StarfishNFT.com.
Yep.
StarfishNFT.com. All right, here. I'm going to put that in the chat. Cool.
Get your Patrick on for all you
Yes, sir.
SpongeBob weirdos out there. I was a little too old for the SpongeBob wave, but that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, we're slow burn right now, but I feel like once we get some eyes on this thing, we're just gonna fly here.
Yeah, we hope so, man.
No.
Nothing better than seeing a project sell out that
Totally.
you like. So hey, thank you so much for coming on. More to come, I'm sure. And if there's anything we can do for you, don't hesitate to reach out.
Totally, sounds great.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
it, guys.
Have a
Okay.
great rest of your night.
You know it.
All right, dude, I gotta take a leak.
All right.
Let's
Bring the monster guys on because
Yeah,
they
you guys can-
seem
you can talk
fun
to
and
them.
we can chop it up. Like that's
Yeah,
good.
all right.
Oh, look, there they are. Look at
There you
these
go.
guys.
We meet again.
Gossip
Yeah.
Goblin.
Yeah, you guys talk. I'll be right back. And
Crazy
we'll go from there.
man. You crazy handsome man with a hat.
Thank you.
So let me clear out this stuff. So
Do I sound okay real quick? I just want to make sure.
it sounds like you're talking from like far away, but I can hear you.
Okay.
So you guys
Can we get the link so I can share with my mom?
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely. I'll post it in the private chat, the link. So you guys launched earlier today, like you did an early launch for early adopters. I'm looking for the link while we chat. You did an early launch for early adopters, and then you pretty much like I guess you'd say crushed the launch or whatever, like everything basically.
Can you
Yeah.
can you get Chris in here too? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Let's
Chris
see.
and Mike, I think, are waiting in the alleyway.
Okay, freaking well, Plunge is the only one with the ability to bring people in. So unfortunately, CSC, you're the one that I've been actually talking to the most, though.
Yeah.
Like, what's your what's your sort of like what's your role in all of this?
So that's a funny story, actually. So, we all met in Squanchland, as you know. So shout out
Yeah.
Squanchland. It's a
Familiar.
private Discord that Wade's runs. That's changed a lot of people's lives for the good.
100% agree.
So one day we were talking about, just like NFT projects in general, and I just, being stupid, was like, we've got all these like bored and like lazy and like sleepy, and I'm like, why is there no like hype beasts? Like something that's like, like just like excited and like gassed up and all that. So I said that, and Mike, who's kind of our GM of sorts, ended up being like, hey, can we use that name? Me and Goblin and Chris Hole are kind of working on something. And of course, I saw that as an opportunity to be like, hey, if you want to use the name, you think I could be involved in some way? I'd let you, like, we're all friends. I'd love to work with you guys. So I kind of weaseled my way into their existing plans. But so we started talking about like a profile pic project called Hype Beast, and with some other value adds like a generative banner and some things that could differentiate ourselves. But like no one was really like super passionate about it. It was kind of fallen by the wayside. The conversations weren't like super active. And then so a few days after, a few weeks of us talking about that, a few days after that, they had kind of been talking on the side, and Zach actually has a funny story about it, but they were discussing. Actually, you know what, Zach, could you tell them the totem pole story? Because I feel like that's the best part.
Sure. Chris, I think that's the sound of the ocean behind you.
Yeah, Chris, can you mute yourself?
Yeah, it's very.
Thanks, man.
It's very. It's like the music I play to make my daughter go to sleep. Like the.
I'm sorry.
It's very much a white noise thing.
Yeah, it's all right though. Anyway, go on.
One sec.
Your mom watching yet, Zach?
Yeah, exactly.
We put it out. I mean, like the thing that I mean that's clearly the most interesting is just like the Stackinator type vibe, where you can essentially burn two smaller NFTs to create one. I'm presuming like a larger. It doesn't like evolve into something different, right? Like you're literally stacking the two on top of each other, and that's like how did that come about? It clearly had a lot of momentum behind it. A lot of people were eager and willing to get in. Like what's sort of the idea, the thought process behind like the Stackinator concept and all that.
So it's kind of like that company 3M that designs like Scotch tape and glue and stuff, and like every one of their inventions is like an accident that wasn't supposed to happen. And this is kind of a similar project where we had discussed Hype Beasts because why not? And then when I started drawing them, I realized like I just don't have the heart to draw another cartoon profile project. Like I just can't bring myself to draw a starfish or a penguin. So I figured
a lot of ETH if you drew a penguin, but
you're
doing all right.
So, but anyways, though, I did draw a penguin, but it's for Penguin Charity. I just did a collaboration with the Penguins.
Nice.
Nice.
All proceeds go to the penguins, but the real animals, not the
yeah.
But
yeah.
Very noble, very noble, very noble.
I wanted like an opportunity to just draw like a bunch of different monsters. That's what I enjoy. I didn't want to draw like dozens of iterations of accessories. So I was describing like, could we do some kind of like totem pole-esque thing where we kind of arrange like little creatures on top of each other. And then Chris completely misunderstood me. There's a language barrier because he's British. So he completely misunderstood what I was explaining. And he's like, yeah, we can definitely find a way to stack them. We can merge NFTs on top of each other, which I didn't even know was possible. And so Chris basically took his misunderstanding and ran with it and basically gave this project its like massive differentiator.
By the way, this is a stupid number after like 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I mean we were super confident going into the drop just because I think the idea just has wings. It's just fucking awesome. I mean, you can stack as many towers as you want. Here, if you click on that one's fucking out of control.
That's insane. There's already somebody who's built a tower that big.
Oh, there's people who have built and then you can go down to here. If you click it, you can see the whole thing.
Good
Like,
Lord.
it will explain what blocks had to be destroyed to create this tower. But if you click,
Holy shit.
Gosh. So now, do you think like I don't know, like as like the the person behind the project, do you think that's like a syndicate of people who are like, yeah, we're gonna create this fucking mammoth totem and like it's gonna you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or do you think this is one
Stacked
person
down,
who's like
down.
I'm freaking accumulating and I'm making this happen? Like
I guess there's 3 per, correct?
yeah. So exactly, a monster block is basically like 3 monsters stacked atop each other, and that's like the base unit.
That's insanity. That reminds me of like Super Nintendo. Like you're looking at like the strategy guides of like Mega Man, where it's like telling you like here's what the whole level looks like, but it's like going straight up. Like
I think
like
if I'm not mistaken,
Icarus,
this is
like
16. This is
that's
16 times 3, so it's what 48 tall. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's a big.
That's a big fucking monster tower.
That's dope. So it's sort of additive in many different ways. So
that
in
gnome right there is by far my favorite one.
Which
right
one?
in the middle in the top there.
this guy.
With the
Yeah.
tiger, or like it looks like a tiger, I guess.
He's just like a little guy holding up so much weight.
So do we know, like, in terms of stats, like what's the tallest block, right? Like, is this 48 stack, like, is that the tallest so far?
So
I
Chris,
mean,
That's go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. My laptop has been on fire, so that was probably what you heard before. I would
Right.
like to say it was the sound of the ocean, but I don't think it
By the
was.
way, can I?
Oh,
can I
it
just-
wasn't. That's okay.
Before you start talking, can I just say thank you? I'm gonna tell you all the reasons that I'm thanking you later in private, but I'm happy to meet you in person. Thank you for all of your effort, all of your energy, and all of the lovely things that you have provided me with. So, talk to me about the biggest stack.
You're welcome. So I think basically the way this works is in the contract, and sort of just to touch back on the Genesis idea of it, me personally, kind of, and I think the reason why I interpreted this tower building idea in this way was just the number of projects that promised some element of breeding and it just not being live. Just really made me think, why is it not live? Just build it and ship it. And so when this idea sort of came, it was a good opportunity to just hack around. I'd been hacking around with a bunch of stuff anyway, and did a quick prototype, and turns out, I mean, there are some challenges to it, but there's not a strong reason why you can't ship a project with this sort of stuff live on day one if you want, which is what we wanted to do. So
that's what we call the gauntlet, or like I'm gonna flop this on the table and I'm gonna say, figure it out, everybody else. Like, I did it, we did it, figure it out. Don't put it on the roadmap 3 months from now. Ship a live product. That's from my perspective. I know that you're not saying that, but like, I agree with you, and it's so cool. And obviously, Gossip, like, when I saw this, I didn't realize that you were the artist on this initially for 12 seconds, and then I looked at it and I was like, yep. It's the same guy that did Divine, because the art style is so unique, and it's so wonderful, and it's so like whimsical, but like also sort of dark and cool and like grungy, and I'm all about it. I love it. I happen to be not at my computer when it minted, and I'm so sad because what was the time? Was it 45 minutes? What was the number?
I think it was 37.
Yeah,
37 minutes. 37 minutes is sold out. That's unreal. Congratulations to all of you guys.
Overwhelming.
That was dope.
Thank you.
The amount of
Do I sound better now, by the way? I'm sorry. Or am I too loud
You
now?
do. You do. You sound good.
You sound
thanks.
good. I actually wanted to pull up my I was gonna pull up mine, the ones that I have, and I was gonna be like, I want like a tell me what I've got here. Like explain the behind the scenes plunge. I just shared a screen. I've got Monster Black 498 and 499. Like what am I looking at here? I got a volcano. I got this like a I don't know if he's a rat, like a rat with some tentacles, and then I got like an iguana with some wings. Like what's sort of the like Gossip Goblin? Like you've got like some of the craziest fucking like art, like just like in your head, like because I mean from Divine too, like you've got some of like the coolest, like just most different unconventional type thoughts, like in terms of like what ends up on the page. Like what do we got here? What am I looking at?
Yeah, you nailed it. I think a volcano. I think you used the term like a fucked up rat thing, which seems right to me.
Totally.
And then like an iguana. You can look at the properties. In fact, that might be a fun. If you go to your properties now,
Flexible Menace.
Yeah, if you click on one of those, you can actually see like the full property tab, because I think the naming here is pretty great, and that might also kind of indicate all the traits.
I got a Flexible Menace with dragonfly wings. All right, makes sense. I got in the middle. I got blue whiskers and a yellow moon. Is it a hound?
Yeah, yellow moon hound.
Yellow moon hound. All right. And then at the top, I got a volcanic eruption with no flourish, which makes sense because there's nothing on the side. So like basically your the two splits are you've got the middle, like what it is, and then you've got a flourish potentially, which isn't necessarily guaranteed to happen, right? Like yeah. So that's one of the guys that I've got. I think I did the two, pre-mints. I'm gonna pull. I'll just do volcano. Let's see what other volcanoes we got here. Let's see what other people got volcanoes. We'll let it load. But I'm just like, I'm fascinated by like the different kind of like the nuance that you've got going on with a lot of this stuff, because it's like a very strange, like it's cartoonish, but it's clearly more like high art than just like a cartoon. But these are the different iterations just of like a volcano, and basically you're able to stack these on top of anything. Here's a higher end one. Like, is there anything kind of like within the design of your guys' project where like you'd want the volcano to like be on the top and only the top? Like, does it matter? Like, how does that work, I guess, in terms of like the Stackinator?
I think aesthetically the volcano looks best on top. Like, I just feel like having the lava rushing down, like that's just like a cool concept. As far as if there's any benefit to it, I would hint at saying yes, there may be things that revolve around aesthetic tower competitions,
like making it make sense, things, right?
Yeah, not just being a dick measuring contest, as people like to say, but
I mean, it's a wizard tower.
Some nuance, adding some artistry,
Chris,
double volcanoes.
Chris, where did you got Chris a hole? I don't know if your name is Chris too, but
my name's Colin.
Okay, Colin. So Chris a hole.
I'm not Russian or anonymous.
Congratulations. I appreciate you guys showing your faces. Where did you grow up, and do you know the concept of what a wizard tower is?
I grew up near Liverpool in the UK, and no, I don't think I do.
Or wizard staff. It was a wizard. It was a wizard staff
you
for
just
us in college.
beer camp together.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah. So you literally start with one. You start with one. When you finish it, you have a big roll of duct tape, and you put the next one on it, and you go up and up and up, and whoever at the end of the night had the longest wizard staff was the king. And usually, like, we'd play it where you have like whoever had the longest wizard staff at the time got to make a rule or something like that. Like, hey, if you do this, you have to go drink or whatever.
Sounds like a dick measuring contest.
Oh, it's 100% a dick measuring contest. 100%. So Colin, it sounds like this is not just a dick measuring contest. It is a dick measuring contest with flair.
Yes, exactly. There's some panache to it.
Some panache. I love that. So I've been asked to ask you, who is your favorite Squanchland member? Colin, that's specifically to you.
That is I can't just pick one person. Honestly, not to turn corny for a second, but everyone in Squanchland is like 90% feel like family at this point, besides for the lurkers. But
yeah,
we're all it's awesome. It's really changed my life. I would have never met, buying clay goblins from this dude on the internet. And now it's someone I talk to every day this week, making plans for the future of our project. And just, it's just super exciting. So if I had to pick a favorite member of Squanchland, it has to be Wade's because he brought me there. Yeah. But
I mean, it's hard not to pick Wade's. Like he's legit. He's
but I love you all.
So I'll get a little like kind of, I don't want to say controversial, but one of the things that you guys had, like you had a segment that was like controversial, I guess, or whatever. This little guy right here, like, go ahead and just, I mean, you already addressed it. It's fine. Like, it's cool.
Yeah. What's the story?
What's the story on that? Like, I really don't like, it's not like I was offended or anything, but like, what was that? And I commend you guys for like being proactive about it, but like, what was the story behind that?
Zach, you want to do that? Or you're all right?
So I actually, despite drawing all these monsters and stuff, I feel like I'm a pretty wholesome person at the end of the day.
Sure.
But I had drawn this kind of troll creature, and he's holding a mask. He's wearing a mask over his face, Right. And his name was Masked Troll. I believe that's a trait name.
Yeah, there it is.
But originally, the way that I had colored it looked like he was, and the way I had drawn it, it looked like it was just a troll kind of pleasuring himself just while staring directly at the viewer.
Right.
And it was pointed out, and the other thing was he was featured very prominently on the website and all the art. And then I thought maybe we should call it out. See, is it okay that the pleasure troll? He then became the pleasure troll. Is it okay? Is it okay that the pleasure troll? Yeah. It's just,
oh my god.
Is it okay that there's just this creature doing this? Because otherwise the project's more or less family friendly. And then
but wait, this is the PG version, no? We need to pull up the actual
I need to like find it somewhere. But I bring this up not to like kind of like twist your arm or anything. I bring it up really to commend you guys for like being proactive about it and kind of being like, look, like we realize this kind of like maybe looks off and it's clearly not the intention. And we're, here's the like amended version of that. Yeah. And so it's more of a hat tip. And like, there are a lot of projects out there that have like just said like, fuck it. And just like pushed it through or whatever.
Yeah, totally. So if you go to Monster Block 1979,
on OpenSea.
Yeah. So then the public, there was a public whiplash because then they said, why are you kink shaming the troll? Why censor?
That's hilarious.
So here's the original one because they said don't censor him.
It's 2.5.
So we re-released him back into the community, but we made him a very rare trait.
It's got a cult.
So the pleasure troll thing,
yeah.
Now he's a sought after troll. We can't help it. There's a lot of price, and he's
the shameful troll.
We listen to our community over here. So the community spoke. They said we said we were going to change it, and they said, "What? Why would you do that? We need the pleasure troll in our lives."
The only thing you can do
so we made it super rare instead.
Yeah, they said the only thing you can do that's more controversial than removing him, or than removing him. But then keeping him is removing it. So we have
the shameful troll. I love it.
But clearly Zach meant for it to be a mask handle. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's
look. Honestly, I'll pull up something to make you guys like this is good. Watch. So funny story. The Memphis Tigers made their watch. They made their their basketball floor, the way they colored it, it was very just troubling. I'm not even kidding. Watch, we're gonna look at that. You can't unsee it once you see it. I'm gonna pull it up. Look at that.
Yeah,
Open,
that's a veiny dick.
Like it. Wait, can I open in a new image and it'll follow? Yeah. So right there, they did that, and they were like, you know what? That looks like a veiny dick. I can't. And that was like you got like, you know, old women Memphis fans like going to the basketball game to watch the boys, and it's a veiny dick. You can't have that. Now,
No.
To a lot of people, it's funny and whatever, but I understand the pivot that is required with something like that. So again, I commend you guys for like being kind of like forthright and upfront about like something that could be misconstrued a certain way. And I think it's actually hilarious that you're like, you know what, we're actually going to keep it in some capacity. But you know, it's one of those things like I said, I don't mean to like jam you up on it. It's just, you know, got to ask about it.
No, it's actually it was all,
like it's awesome. More a funny story than like I think than like a black eye kind of thing. I think it's more funny.
Yeah.
Totally. The good part was the way we weighted the rarities. We didn't know if it would even get minted. We made it like a 1 out of 10,000 chance, basically. So and it happened, right? And it happened twice. There's 2 that I know of. I don't know if a third one got revealed, but I know there's 2.
Yeah, because technically for you guys, like it was like nobody. You're not like y'all didn't know, and we the buyers didn't know like what was gonna actually like. You had probabilities, but you didn't know like what actually was gonna happen, right? Which I think
if it's 1 in 10,000, the fact that 13 of them got minted is exceptional, and I love that.
It was 1 in 1,000 actually.
Okay, then perfect.
And I'll tip of the cap to you guys. Like I think, and for all I know, there's other projects out there that do it this way, and they just don't say it because they don't know if it matters. But like, I think it does matter that you've like, you know, again, I'm not like technically savvy enough, but like you've coded it or you've set it in a way where it is whatever is minted, like. Yeah, we know probabilities, but like we don't know what's actually going to come out until it's out, and like that's it. I think that's cool. But
so, Chris, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I give you like a little insight into the technical stuff here, because basically almost every project pre-generates all of this up front, and so that's fine, but it's also somewhat problematic because you have to trust that they're not going to do anything with that information. But I mean, they have that information. They know where the rare stuff is. They know what's rare. They know everything up front. So you have to trust that they won't, you know, try and mint at the right time to get the rare stuff or tell their friends or, you know, like the risk of that's low, right? But it's not so much about the risk. It's about the principle. And that's kind of what we wanted to do with this, was have, you know, high quality principle. But the reason why people don't do it is because it requires basically an extra part. So if you want to do a basic project, you just do 2 parts. You do a front-end website and you do a smart contract, and that's it, basically. You once the person mints on the contract, the pre-generated URL just gets used, and you don't need any like extra parts. It's just 2 parts. The reason why this is a bit different, and why something like Avastars as well, and any of these things which become more they're more kind of dynamic. You need a third part, which is a server, which is basically listen to what's happening, listen to what events are happening, and do something with it. So in our case, it's process an image. So that's stack all these components together in an image in a way that we didn't know how it was going to happen, because we didn't know what traits were going to get generated. And so that's what our server does in the background. Same thing as when you're stacking together, right? So you take 2 blocks, you stack them on top of each other. We have a server in the background that takes the images, stacks them together, gives you a new one back. But that's a third part, and it's an extra part. And the reason why it's rare is because usually when you're a developer, you specialize. You don't do all 3 of those parts.
Right.
Smart contract development's totally different.
It's very
server
different.
Development's totally different.
Than front end
development's totally different. And so it is very rare to find people who could do all 3. It's especially rare. It's, you know, especially rare to find things like smart contract developers at the moment. So
you're a unicorn.
trying to find if you're trying to find that for your project, it's just really hard, right? You just
Right.
try and find one developer is really hard. And
Well, his
the
name's
likelihood they
Maxim.
can do
I don't know if you've met
2 or
him,
3 is difficult.
but yeah, he's for hire. I'm pretty sure. Just
And
got
that's
off
why
it.
Chris is a magician.
Yeah, his name's
we love
Maxim. Nice dude.
Yeah, so there's basically, if you find those people, they're great. They can do the whole thing, and you can do a better project, or you can find 3 people to do each part separately. That's a separate thing as well. So,
So I'm curious, Chris, with that, as you're sort of iterating on this, and for everybody in the audience, I'm sorry.
Yeah, one thing
if
I
we're
do
getting-
want to say just about the Stackinator in general and
Yeah, go ahead.
stacking, you know, that was really like the aha moment. Like even when Chris gave us the most bare bones version of stacking and had us test some on testnet, I got addicted immediately. It was almost like that same hit of, you know, coming from Top Shot, like opening a pack and like seeing what you get. Even though you know what blocks you're combining, you're still like, once you see them all together, it just becomes a different thing. Even though all the traits are the same and the metadata just merges, it just gives this new aesthetic and this new look to it. And it had that same hit of like,
Yeah,
oh, I want to keep doing this.
it's still.
So I knew when people got these in their hands, it was going to be like, I want to keep stacking.
And from a supply, I mean, like just the real
It's deflationary,
supply
right?
side thing. Yeah, like you're knocking out X amount that you're stacking, right, for one. So, like,
so do you have any
Right.
updated numbers on that? Like how many have been
So, and that's
stacked?
the kind of the interesting experiment here. It's like, okay, we see a bunch of towers getting built. You know, I think you said you saw a 40 stack or something like
There's
that.
48.
It's
I think
like,
16
There's
times
a-
at
3.
what
Here's a
point
big
does
one.
block supply reach? Like
Here's a
people
big
don't
one.
want to sell their individual blocks because there's only
People
so
are-
many
yeah.
left for people to stack with. So, you know, that value gets built in. But you also have a tower with 5-6 blocks that cost you, you know, right now I think the floor is like 0.14 or something like that.
So
You know, so you're
0.6.
building in like 1 ETH of value, or well, actually math is hard. It's 0.75 ETH of value in that. So it's like how much more value is putting together a quality tower with like a really cool aesthetic versus just the base value of floor blocks. But again, with the supply being so low, if people keep stacking and stacking, it's going to be a super interesting to see how our community reacts, what our community does, and we have some really cool plans regardless of the result.
I was gonna say, like, what is sort of like the kind of the go forward? I mean, yeah, and you could honestly just tell us what kind of that, you know, like roadmap is. Like, what is sort of the go forward kind of plan here in terms of, you know, are there rewards for are there going to be like stack challenges? Like what are we looking at here?
So,
you know?
so yeah, you know, some of that where you have
And
challenges
before we hop
on,
in, sorry,
you know,
Chris,
maybe who can build the tallest tower in X amount of time, or
I know
you know,
Chris
there's
has a
kind
hard
of an
stop.
infinite amount of possibilities as far as maybe you do something more subjective where the community votes on the coolest looking towers. We also have the ability to, you know, say someone's
Colin,
using the
stop.
stack.
Colin, Chris has to go.
I'm sorry.
Chris has to go. We're gonna say goodbye to Chris because he's got a hard
I
stop.
thought someone told me to stop.
We did.
Oh.
We did.
My bad.
It's all right,
What's
Chris.
happening?
Chris, I'll ask you the questions that I have.
But
for
yeah,
you.
so
We'll see what-
basically,
All right,
there's
I'm
a
off.
lot of ways we have in mind to incentivize stacking. Basically, I guess I don't want to say too much here.
Sure. So that, I guess, in terms of like a longer term, kind of like what's to come here, that's the avenue, right? I mean, I kind of suspected that, or like, I mean, if anybody's been paying attention to the project, like you would think that that's sort of like where it's headed. But I you know, obviously it's good to hear it from the ones who built it, right? Like what
Yeah.
they're thinking.
But also, we do have plans for a pretty cool leaderboard that'll be live on the site. That'll kind of be updated in real time, so you can kind of have that arms race of like, oh man, the Dingling's got a 60 stack up at the top, and if people are gonna start chasing them, or you know, really showing that off and being able to build a site that people are gonna want to come back to. So this is not just something that sits in your OpenSea wallet. And like, yeah, it's obviously amazing art and, you know, a nice thing to have as far as a flex in your open sea, but also is going to give you some really fun utility and also possibly, reward you via giveaways and contests and things like that.
I like specifically when you land on one where like the two blocks like kind of match up. Like I don't know if I saw one. It was like you had like, it would be the opposite of this where you got like a mouth and like eyes. Like
there's one where there's like a dude like eating a brain.
Yeah, like there's a couple of them where I've been I mean, as everybody's been talking, I've just been like scrolling through kind of like, what's out there, what these look like. But yeah, like just finding ones that are combos. I mean, here's like a double golden hound, basically. Like that's cool.
A double golden hound.
Yeah, I actually really like some of the ones that have no flourishes at all because they look super clean.
Yeah,
and especially
like
if it has one of those special combos, it's really killer.
All right.
By the way, I'm wearing the closest thing to a stacking shirt.
I love that.
I got some leaves stacking over here. Just needed to point that out.
So two things. First thing, congratulations again. Awesome job. Awesome job with this. Super fast sellout. Really appreciate you guys coming on and explaining this because I think it's valuable stuff.
But yeah, so we're super excited. The community's been amazing. We had some, even during the drop when there's gas wars and stuff will sometimes get toxic, and it really wasn't even that bad. Obviously there's some people disappointed with not being able to min or, losing some gas, which we definitely have plans we're not leaving our community out to dry by any means.
For sure. So we just crossed.
But everyone's been super positive. Even people winning giveaways, hit me up, and after they receive their item, they're still like, by the way, like, we love seeing you in the community so much. Like, everyone's been super positive. Like, I'm really excited to keep things going and just interact with everybody. Like, it's one of the things that I'm on a lot. I kind of live in Discord, but it's enjoyable when you have such a supportive group of people that are just as excited about your project as you are.
For sure. All right.
I'm sorry. Is Punch talking?
He's trying because he just likes to talk.
Hear him. I literally thought I was filling silence.
No. Plunge just likes talking because he's a lush and he likes talking.
Dude, no,
it's okay.
A little bit. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right, dude. This is great. This is blast. And
I see you. You're back. I'm so sorry.
That's good, man. That's good. Hey, we just crossed the 3-hour threshold. Anything else you guys want to plug before we head out for the night? I gotta go to bed. I got work in the morning.
I'm embarrassed.
No, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. This is great.
I couldn't see you. I couldn't hear you. I thought there was just dead silence, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm feeling it."
Hey, dude. I'm with you. I'm with you. But anything else, Gossip or Colin? Anything you guys want to talk about before we head out?
Just buy more monsters, I guess.
Buy more blocks, man. Love
you
that.
can't though. They're all bought, right?
Yeah. Keep stacking.
I was trying to get in there and speak before, but
it's too expensive.
This one's pricey. But you can find us on Twitter, monster_blocks. You can put that in the chat for us. We're taking a breath, but I'm going to be in Discord tonight interacting with everybody and checking out everyone's blocks, and I'm just super excited. Thank you for having us on. We look forward to maybe coming back again and just being a part of this community.
For sure.
Nice.
All right, boys. We're going to say goodnight.
Thanks, Plunge.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Peace. Hey, Plunge.
Hey, buddy.
We're not gonna leave just yet because
I love that guy. He's incredible.
Which guy? All those other guys?
All of them. Yeah. Colin is incredible. I love that.
Look, we're gonna watch one thing because we need to let people go out on a high note.
Okay.
Like a particularly high note, just for me.
Okay.
And I don't know. Like there's a like I've got a Zed horse that
Let's do it.
doesn't suck, and I think like he's got a race that I haven't watched yet. That
Let's do it.
It's
Run
treasure. It's treasure hold. It's
Treasure
the old
hold.
standby.
The
It's the
pink
old
guy.
standby. We got to make a little money around here.
Let's do it.
And
Let's
so
do it.
we're gonna
Let's-
pull up
Let's
treasure,
get that horse going.
and we're
Let's
gonna
see
get a
how
nice.
treasure hold.
We're gonna get a nice little race here, and then hopefully everybody can go out on that.
Ooh,
Now the
class
problem
2?
is, class 3. Treasure hold ain't fucking around anymore. He's made it to class 3. The problem is Chrome sucks dicks. So I might need to refresh this and put it in another, browser.
Do whatever you need to do, man.
Where it doesn't sucks dicks, because Chrome is just not
Throw it in
friendly
another browser, man.
with Zed races.
You let me know when you're ready to go.
But that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna share it, and that's what we'll be able to go out on, because
Sure.
I think a good horse race is like it brings us back to our roots, and
But not.
I think
'cause our
that's
roots are Top Shot. But like, yeah, I got you.
but like it's kind of Top Shot. Yeah, it is Top Shot, but it's like we like the
Chugs,
horses also.
We like the horses. We like the
I
ponies.
know
we
you
like
need to
the
go to
motors.
bed. You just have to deal with it. I'm sorry.
I'm
bud.
just gonna. That's fine.
This is where Ed McMahon says, "Hey, Johnny, like we're staying live for a couple minutes."
That's
like
fine.
it's
You let me know
not-
when you're ready to rock. I'll add you back.
Yeah, I just need to get this guy to not be a sumbitch, and
Get the
then
monsters to fill the air.
I'm
until you're
literally,
ready.
I'm literally running this race on Chrome, on Mozilla, and on Opera all at the
Yeah,
same
maybe
time.
that's the problem.
Hopefully,
Maybe you should just do it on one.
Well, I mean, I'll just pick one, right? Like that's probably what
I mean,
you
yeah, you should
do.
delete the others so that your bandwidth is
Just-
such that
just
you
let
can.
it be. But I got good internet. I don't have plunger net. I got
You don't
good,
have plunger
I got good net. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. I'm gonna
right.
I'm gonna
Here we go.
share it. I'm gonna share it. Hold on.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna share
okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah. Just don't you worry here. Plunge. I am potentially drunk right
You're
now.
not. You're not.
that's okay.
Don't say it. Don't acknowledge it.
Come on, dude. I've been drinking brown water for the last like 3 hours.
Here
All
we
right, here we go. We got a race. Here we are. We're racing. Where
Okay,
is
Treasure Hold is
Where's
the
that
pink one.
fucker?
Pink one in
Where is he? Where is
Top.
that asshole?
He's on top. He's on-
Gate 1. There he is.
All right, just keep him highlighted.
Yeah, I got him. We're gonna turn off positions because that's not fun. Give me the music. Oh, do you hear
Okay.
that? Do you hear that?
We don't.
Oh, it's so loud. I can't hear anything. I feel like I'm in a club right now. Oh, it's so loud. I don't even know what's happening. I can't hear anything right now. It's so goddamn loud. And it's literally like people are staying tuned to watch like an NES game right now.
We lost 30 people when you started.
We
this
lost
episode.
30 immediately because the show is basically over.
Oh, treasure hold. Let's kick, fucker, kick,
But
kick.
give me
motherfucker,
let's cut the
Let's
volume
go.
down.
Let's go, treasure. Let's
Okay.
go, kick you.
Come on, you
Fucking
fucker.
treasure.
You pink ass suave mauve motherfucker. Get first place. Fuck yeah. Dude, he's winning this. There's no other horse that's
Oh.
running faster than this guy. He's winning this fucking
Kick,
race.
motherfucker.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
no. Three.
Oh no, who is this asshole? Who is this dick wad? Oh, dude, that fucker better not have won. I swear, if I just got beat by that mother dickweed, Truth and Lies. Oh yeah, won by a nose.
Tuck it out.
Fuck yeah. That's like $28 that I will cherish for a long time.
Good night, Chugs.